Good afternoon. My goodness, 2 weeks until Christmas Day. Have you done your shopping? Definitely very festive around the Edmonton Sports Talk Global HQ. A lot of work being done. A lot of important work being done today. Thanks a lot for joining us. You can get in touch. 780-218-9999 is the EST inbox. You can email me, Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Uncle Jesse, I got your email. I don't know if I'm going to refer to it on air today because this might require some work for a future show, but that's really cool what you sent in. And if you are observing the show on YouTube, you can participate in the nasty chat there, and please give us a thumbs up. What is our record we got to yesterday? I don't even remember now. 147?
No. It was 157, I think.
It was that high?
I think so.
Wow, that seems unattainable.
Oh, nothing's unattainable. Not when you dangle a word of the day in front of
Well, that's
nasties.
a good point. If we get to, what are we going to get to? A new record or just say 150?
150.
If we get to 150 thumbs up, we'll give you our word of the day.
I like that.
As we noticed yesterday, people seem to appreciate our efforts to use proper grammar and increase our vocabularies, as Laszlo Cravensworth would pronounce it from What We Do in the Shadows. Give us a thumbs up or send me an email if you watch What We Do in the Shadows. There was a new episode last night. I didn't watch it because of hockey. I'll have to watch it last night. Okay. So, yeah, 780-218-9999 is the text. If you want to follow us on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it now, the station is at YEG Sports Talk. I am at Reid Wilkins, R-E-I-D, and then Wilkins like Dominique, and Jason Milne, Milne like A.A. Milne, the writer and creator of Winnie the Pooh.
My great-great-great-grandfather.
Is it really?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would have had me. You would have had me because I've never made that reference before, and it would fit that's possible because he was Canadian, wasn't he? Wasn't he from Winnipeg? Because wasn't Winnie the Pooh named after Winnipeg?
I don't know if he was from Canada, but I think he visited Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he is from the UK.
Also, send us all the Winnie the Pooh knowledge you have.
Yes, please.
And you can also discuss sports topics. By the way, it was really cool to have Tre Ford and Gavin Cobb on the Hangout this morning with Owanek and Bell. They came in from 10 to 11. Tre Ford participated in a video that we've been doing daily for this show, which if you haven't seen it, we will share with you in the first hour of the program. As you may have seen, especially if you follow us on Instagram, I've started doing some sort of a weird dunk or trick shot, some sort of basket.
It's in your blood, man.
It really is in my blood. It really is in my blood.
Like Dominique?
So Tre participated in that today. We can't get on Instagram today.
I did.
Oh, is it on Instagram now?
It's now working. Yeah.
Oh, Instagram is fixed. The little elves fixed it. The Elvagrams fixed Instagram. All right. So, yeah, happy to hear from you, of course. Jed Roberts is going to join us in studio, one of our weekly guests here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We have some other fun stuff with our top three. We'll get to our off-topic topic in a few minutes for William Huff. Of course, the Oilers did play last night a 2-1 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. I guess the team with more breakaways is bound to win because the Oilers... How about this? 5 breakaways in the game. 2 of them by Connor McDavid, 2 of them by Leon Draisaitl, 1 of them by Nikita Kucherov. 3 of the 5 best offensive players currently in the NHL, or at least over the last few years. I guess you'd put Matthews up there.
What would you put the over/under at on goals, though? If you knew that,
I would have put it at 2.5. It was 2.
Yeah.
Even though Leon's went in a bit of an unconventional way.
True enough. Yeah, that technically.
Vasilevsky stopped it, but then he slapped the rebound off Hedman and into the net. We'll dive more to this later throughout the show. I will have some text messages, I'm sure, to read about the Oilers' performance last night. Just some quick thoughts here to get it rolling. I thought they played very well. For a game on, December 10th yesterday, there was some import to that game in terms of a bit of a measuring stick game at this point in the season. And I thought the Oilers played quite well. I think they continued to show that they are capable of playing more responsibly defensively, which they looked quite inept at times earlier in the season. And therefore, you're only giving up 1, and then it takes the pressure off the offense. Because what we're talking about earlier in the season, well, it's an offensive failure as much as a defensive failure. Fair comment, but they only had to get to 2 in yesterday's game. And some people might say They actually got to 3. We'll probably talk about offside reviews at some point as well, because why not? Because there's another topic people love. But I thought a good game, and here's the thing. As people know who've listened to me over the years, I look at the standings. I always say get into the playoffs, but build your game. Keep building. Build your game. I was talking to somebody in the press box last night who's been on several NHL coaching staffs, and he said there are so many ups and downs throughout a season. You can't. You're going to have bad little stretches. You can't freak out over a loss or two, but you do want to keep building and sort of say, okay, we've taken steps. If we look at our games from 3 or 4 weeks ago, we're playing better than we were then, and hopefully 3 or 4 weeks from now, the Oilers can look back and say, hey, we're playing better than we did against that night, than we did against Tampa Bay that night. But given where we are in the season and how the Oilers played last night, I thought it was good. I thought there were a lot of positives.
Well, and something that Gage, I believe, referenced in the pregame show, the GCL Diesel pregame show. No lulls. No, 5, 10, 15-minute lulls where they just look like a different team. Keep it sustained. Keep it consistent. And that looked like a team that was keeping that game consistent. There was no major lulls in either, specials, offense, defense. It was a pretty consistent game and a pretty consistent effort.
I thought the PK was very good again. The Lightning had that one power play. They did have, I think Kucherov had the one-timer and Skinner stopped it. They got the power play late in the game. Little nervous. They got the chance with 9 seconds left. A clear high stick. Clearly a goal that shouldn't have counted. But
yeah, but that wasn't the controversy. Everybody knew it was a high stick. It was just there was no angle on seeing that puck, right? That the Oilers clearly touched first, so that negates that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can't bank it in off an opponent. Yeah. The other team has to control the puck for the high stick to be negated. So once you saw the replay, you knew that it wasn't going to count. But yeah, just a solid, and that's a good point by Gager. No lulls. Like there wasn't. I thought there were lulls by Tampa. I thought, quite frankly, in the first period, Tampa Bay was dozy in its own end. That they couldn't get the puck out, and they got hemmed in by the Oilers a few times, including on the goal that didn't count. They cleared it, and then the Oilers came right back in for another 26 seconds, and then Ekholm scored, but that one was taken off the clock. Bronco Nick says both teams were sleepy in the first 10 minutes of the second, but a good game overall last night. Yeah, it was sort of weird. It was almost as if it was a high event, low event game. Because there were times where it was like, okay, things are under control, but then it was, a breakaway. But I think just an encouraging performance by the Oilers. Keep building. Darnell Nurse getting a lot of praise. I think fully deserved. He looks as good as maybe he has in a couple of seasons or more.
Absolutely. Yeah. If it wasn't for missing those games, you could be saying he's having one of his best years in recent memory. Since a contract, anyways. So. Maybe that'll quell some of those comments for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. Just then the thing for him is, as we've often said, play to your potential. Contract aside, and I realize contracts are part of it, but play to your potential. Be who you're supposed to be. Mex Bezozu has an interesting question, and Mex, I don't have an answer for this. Well, I'll give my take. Does bad weather in Edmonton result in a bad game for the road team? I would say, just from my memory over the years, I would say no. That's a good question. Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay comes in and it's snowing and they're from Tampa Bay. I don't know. Once they're in the rink, they go to work. They play in a lot of different cities, in a lot of different climates and weather conditions. So I don't think that there's anything there. I certainly remember covering some very bad Oilers teams and some very bad weather, and it didn't seem to hurt the opponent. I can also tell you this, a couple of times in my years, not every time, but the December homestands haven't always been good to the Oilers. There was one in I think it was 2018. Because remember, Clefbaum and Russell got hurt in the same game on the road, and I think they came back and got swept on a 5-game homestand. I don't remember what the weather was, but it was the lead up to Christmas. So even if it was warm, it wasn't light out. So I don't think there's anything to that, Max. I don't know if anybody tracks that, quite frankly. I don't know if there's an analytics site that does temperatures. I think, I think the quality of the team still has the most to do with it.
And Max, I appreciate this, what you're getting at, but it's not really bad weather. It's pretty mild, actually. Even like it was snowing, I guess.
Yeah. It wasn't great out, but they can walk inside through Fort Hall, or they can cross the street. And as I've said, there's still a bus that'll drive them across the street.
Wow, but this is like snow globe-ish.
Yeah.
This is not minus 32 with a windshield.
with a windshield
minus 45,
of minus 40. Right? Yeah, and I think they all get to the rink at a certain time and get into game
Well, it can be,
mode.
Like Gavin Cobb said earlier on the Hangout. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You have all this snow.
And I remember what Rob used to say about his routine and a lot of the players he played with. They just counted their day back from when the game started to get in their groove, right? So sure, you might notice the weather, but really you're there to play hockey. So if you get to the rink 2 hours before the game, you just count back. Okay, I saw on the whiteboard today the face-off's at 7:12. I'm going to get there at 5:12. Okay, it's a 6:35 face-off. Okay, I got to get there at 4. That's how their clock works, as opposed to be worrying too much about the time of the day. So anyway.
Can I just get into something here?
Yeah.
That goal that was disallowed, because it's being talked about in the nasty chat.
Which one?
The high stick late in the game.
Yeah.
That would have tied the game.
Clear high stick.
Clear high stick. But I'm hearing what Big Uke's saying, because on the broadcast, they were saying that the only thing that kept that from being disallowed, not a goal, is that they could not clearly see the puck cross the line. They did not mention that the other team has to be in possession.
Well, that's the rule. Tim Peel, who's a former NHL ref, what did he post last night? Anyway, I can't find it now. But he basically said that a team has to possess the puck for the high stick to be negated. So there could have been a couple things, but you can't high stick or slap the puck out of the air with your hand off a defending player. Otherwise, that could be a tactic that teams use. Oh, you flip it to me and I'll bat it with my hand and I'll try to get it to go off the goalie's back and it'll count. As soon as that puck, so it went off Nurse and over the line, there was no way it was going to count. No consideration.
Yeah, it was not.
I didn't even look for it being
not
over
explained that way on the broadcast.
I didn't even look for it being over the line.
To me, watching it live on the broadcast, the reason it was not deemed a goal was that they couldn't see the puck in any of the angles, to the point where they thought Nurse might have had his hand on it and pulled it out or had touched it in the crease.
Well, I thought the ref said there was a high stick.
They did, but I'm not saying what the ref said. What Jack and Louie were talking about on the broadcast did not allude to that at all. It was trying to see where the puck was and if it crossed the line, which they couldn't have any angle on.
Yeah, I just, as soon as I saw that it was a high stick.
Right.
And we had, because for the last few minutes of the game, I go down and watch the last 5 minutes in the media room, and they have Cam and Bob on. And yeah, they weren't discussing it being over the line or not. Anyway.
Rip City Step says, Winnie was a Canadian bear brought to London, England by a Canadian military veterinarian during World War I that he named Winnipeg the Bear after the city of, you guessed it, Winnipeg. The author of Winnie the Pooh's son, Christopher Robin, loved Winnipeg the Bear and named his own teddy bear Winnie the Pooh.
So that's what it's from.
My great-great-great.
Your great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Possibly. Actually, quite possible.
Probably.
Highly likely.
I think we could say probably.
Probably.
Why not just say probably?
Sure.
Okay. Let's do your couple things, Jay, and then maybe we'll do the off-topic topic after the break today.
Sure.
Because I need help, sort of. Well, people say, no, Reid, you need help a lot. First of all, Christmas concert season.
Oh, yeah.
Why do people say
season
SZN? Where did that come from?
No idea, brah.
IDK.
IDK, brah. Season, I don't know. Everything's trying to be
shorten things
on
Twitter.
You know why? Because everybody texts.
Everybody's
Kids don't
texting
talk anymore. They text.
Hey, phone your friends tonight,
Phone
kids.
your parents.
If you're under 17 and you want to converse with a friend tonight, actually phone them.
Yeah, they'd be terrified.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what's the matter? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Why are you calling me? Christmas concert review. They went around the world and spoke about different parts of this world and how they celebrate Christmas. So they had
or their version of
Christmas.
like a gift giving type religious holiday.
So there was Hanukkah, there was Eid, there was Diwali. So it was incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. There were kids screaming and yelling. It was
fun.
just what you wanted.
That's nothing like kids screaming and yelling without context.
The kind of the bad spot was that our daughter, it's like a gymnasium, so it's off to the side, and then there's the middle. So we went off to the side based off of where my wife saw her in the afternoon show. Well, they changed it up a bit. So she was not anywhere near us. So that kind of stunk, but it was good. It was great.
All right, and you have another one tonight? Is it?
Yep. The 4,
same
5,
school
6.
or different school?
Same spot.
Different grade distribution.
Yeah. Yesterday was grade the 2, 3.
This is the seniors.
Oh no, last night was a 2, 3 concert. Tonight's a 4, 5 concert.
And when do the 6s get to go? Are they with the 1s?
I think they have their own night tomorrow night.
The big kids get their own night.
They put on their own grade 6 concert.
Right, a little more mature.
And it's actually storyline. There's acting. Yeah.
Okay, and then this morning, I understand you went on was it a delivery run? Was it a Santa Claus type thing? What did you do?
Yeah, I'm safe to say right now, but I went to go do some of Santa's fine work.
Why would you not be safe to say it?
Well, my kids usually watch this when they come home.
Hey,
they're
kids.
not home yet.
Oh, okay.
They better not be.
Leave school early.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of a voyage out to the west of Stony Plain. It was a long trip.
Oh, you had quite a hike this morning.
It was a 55-minute drive from my house.
And can you say what you were getting?
I'd rather not.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
It's Santa's work, Reid.
Oh, it's a gift for somebody?
Actually, no, this is going to be from us. It's something to do with gymnastics.
And it's for your kids or for the gymnastic club?
For my child.
For your one child?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a
So
bar.
will they know what it is now if they watch?
Well, yeah, but they're not going to.
Oh, you're not going to let them watch?
Well, they can't. They don't get home till 3:45.
Well, they could watch it later on YouTube or on the podcast.
Nah, they don't do that.
Okay.
It's live or nothing for them.
That's awesome.
Hernan, have a great day.
Continue to give us the thumbs up.
Maddie, have a great day.
If you're checking out the show on YouTube, we always appreciate it. And we'll if we get to 150 thumbs up, we'll give you our special word of the day a little bit later on. We are in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Visit them, jameshbrown.com. Book your private consultation today. It's in 2D, everybody. The James H. Brown studio in 2 dimensions. All right, we will have the off-topic topic. We will have Jed Roberts. Oh, we're going to have our ski report for Marmot Basin in a few minutes, and we'll show you what Tre Ford did with me earlier today. All coming up. Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
The Edmonton Oilers have claimed defenseman Alex Rugula off waivers from the Boston Bruins, and the 24-year-old was drafted by the Red Wings in 2018, recording 1 point in 22 career games. And on a 2-game slate, it's the Senators facing the Ducks and the Rangers dropping the puck against the Sabres. And in football, the Stampeders and Vernon Adams Jr. have agreed to restructure his contract for the 2025-26 season. The NBA sees the Raptors back in action against the Heat, while the Kings battle the Pelicans and the Celtics meet the Pistons on a 3-game slate. This sports update has been brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Proudly family-owned and operated for 33 years, Paramount Flooring is your full-service flooring and tile supplier. Whether you're a homeowner, renovator, or builder, Paramount Flooring provides the flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Visit their showroom that's open 7 days a week at 10707 184th Street. Paramount Flooring, Flooring for the life that you live. We have a quick timeout before the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Fuge Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at fugesausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Fuge Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
You know, this year, I want to give the gift of Christmas spirit.
Okay, well, what's the going price for Christmas spirit?
Actually, surprisingly affordable. $25 brings Christmas to life for a senior living at a Capital Care Center.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, yeah, and they have a community shuttle, so Christmas spirit continues all year long. They can go out and do things and just be reminded there's an entire village of people who care about them.
Become a part of our village at Capital Care Center. Donate at capitalcarefoundation.net.
Zachary Kubusch doing a great job as our technical producer and sports update deliverer this afternoon. Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Jed Roberts will join us in studio. We'll have more Oilers chat and some of your response through text and email as well. The Oil Understood for GCL Diesel is coming up as we move along. So tomorrow I'm going to do something for the first time. Ever since I joined Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm now off my probation and in my 4th month as an employee here. Boy, it feels great to be off probation, Jay. Someday.
I'm not off probation, so that's why I still have to work my little buns off, and you know, let everybody know. Breaking news. Bill Belichick is officially the next head coach at North Carolina.
I'm on to Chapel Hill.
His father served as an assistant coach there in the 1950s.
Is this not odd for you that he didn't get an NFL job?
He could have had an NFL job. He didn't want one because he wants to protect his son's legacy.
Oh, okay.
Which is why he's taking this job, because his son
is going to take over
for him.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's part of the deal. Rumored to be part of the deal.
Okay.
Go on.
So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on the Hangout, and it's the EST draft of, Christmas things? Christmas activities? Christmas fun?
What is it?
What are they actually calling it? I've never done one before. I have watched them. I have voted on the results even before the guys were here, because Dustin used to do this at 1260 as well, right?
Yep.
So I will participate tomorrow. Now I understand that, first of all, I'm your proxy because you're not doing it. So I'm not really part of the crew.
Tomorrow.
I'm a fake part of the crew.
You're sitting in for me.
I'm sitting in for you.
YTT filled in for Dusty. It's the Christmas entertainment draft.
But
here's what I'd like to see have happen out of these drafts. Just a little offshoot, okay?
Okay.
Is because there's more people here that would like to be involved in these drafts. I know YTT does. I know Zachticum does.
Right.
Hernan probably. Tom, yourself. There's a lot of people that want to be in these. I think what the Commissioner Quinn, should do is, if you finish last, you're out, and somebody else takes your place.
Somebody else comes in.
Yeah, and then it just keeps going.
So there's different people in it.
So whoever finishes last in that draft is out for the next draft.
I think the bottom 2 should be out.
Sure.
2 new people come in.
Sure, you could do that.
Just
Make
my
it difficult
opinion.
to stay in. Get more faces in there.
Yeah. Get it going.
Tommy would have been out last time.
Is he in tomorrow?
He is.
So who is it tomorrow? Tom, Lieutenant Eric,
Dusty and yourself.
Dusty and me. Okay. Well, that'll be fun. And Quinn's the commissioner because Matthew got overthrown or had a persnickety fit.
He had a persnickety fit. He says that he resigned. No, he didn't want to be doing it. He didn't want to do it because as a commissioner, you said it yesterday. Who does the commissioner work for?
The owners.
Right. So there's 4 owners of a draft team in there.
Right.
Yourself, Dusty, Eric, and Tommy. Matt did not work for us. So he just cried.
Maybe they need to call it the judge of the league if it's someone
he doesn't judge on anything,
okay.
nor does Quinn. No, he just tucked his tail between his legs and ran off. Like he did at the crib board today.
So you can sort of help with one of the categories, though Jay and I have made it a little more specific. The off-topic topic is for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading graphics with design, print, and install, all in-house for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Give us a Christmas movie for the whole family to watch on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Christmas movies is one of the category. Jay and I are making this more specific. Give us a Christmas movie for the whole family. Okay? So, Grandma's there.
The Grinch. Let's just say that's a good example.
Ages 90 to 9 or 90 to 9 months.
Just like Lego.
Because when Jay said do Christmas movies, I said to Jay, this is just going to turn into me telling people Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. So we said, make it a little more specific, a family-friendly Christmas movie or a Christmas movie for the whole family to watch together. So 3 or 4 generations of family, basically, right, is what we're going for. Or sorry, at least one person representing those generations. Fair?
Fair. Send
All
him
right.
in.
Coob, if we don't have our guest yet, let's quickly show the video that you might have been previewing it earlier. So this is Tre Ford after the hangout earlier today. We have the audio on it? Yeah, let's do it with audio. Hey, nice pass, kid. You got potential. Appreciate it. Nice going. Hey, Reid Wilkins show coming up from 3 to 6 p.m. today on Edmonton Sports Talk. Big win for the Oilers last night against the Lightning. Now they play mini. We'll talk to Jed Roberts as well. Hey, we'll see you again.
Sounds good.
All right, so Tre Ford passed me. I believe his first completion. So for the people listening on the audio streams, I've been doing some sort of dunk or weird basketball shot every day for about 3 or 4 weeks and to promo the show. So he went under the leg and threw it off the wall, and I went in and dunked it. I am almost as tall as the hoop, so dunking is not that difficult. And then we did a very awkward handshake, which we'll analyze a little bit later on.
Don't sell yourself short, Reid.
Yeah, well, I think short being the key word there. All right, we're doing this every week here on the Reid Wilkins Show during this appropriate season for it. It is the Marmot Basin Ski Report. Ski for half price every day with the Marmot Escape Card, only $99 at skimarmot.com, or get 4 lift tickets for the family for only $329 at skimarmot.com. A great deal for families and only available online. And Colin Borrow is the snow sports director at Marmot Basin. Colin, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today. Unfortunately, I'm in my office and not on the hill right now, but I know it's great out there. The guys keep coming in and telling me. So just, you're talking there about Die Hard, and I have to agree with you. That is definitely not a Christmas movie.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate
I'm
that.
with you on that one.
Yeah, thank you.
But if I had to give you my pick, it would be A Christmas Story. That's one of my favorites.
Okay, we'll write that one down as an option. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, thanks for hopping on. I want to add, I know you said you can't be out there a lot today, but we've got some snow here in Edmonton and area. What's it like out there right now at Marmot?
I was, although I didn't get out today, I was out the other day skiing with my daughter. And I got to tell you that there's places on the upper mountain that I would never suggest skiing at this time of the year that are absolutely fabulous. Early back at the end of October, I think it was the end of October, we had rain on the lower mountain. But from mid-mountain up, that was all very heavy, wet snow. And it just came straight down, stuck to the ground, created an amazing base. And the places we are able to go at this time, as I said just now, it blows me away. It's quite good.
Well, Brian Rode has been on this as well, and he couldn't make it today, but he referred to you as one of the highly qualified ski pros in the country. So, very, very high words for you. Where and when did you start your ski journey?
I have to give my mother credit for this one. I think if I go back to when I was in high school, we were standing in the kitchen one day. She's reading a brochure, and she said, "If you're such a hot shot, why don't you take this Canadian Ski Instructors Alliance Level 1 course?" And basically dared me to do this. And I said, "You know what, Mom, I will do that." And kind of spun out of control from there. That was the end of the 80s. And then before that decade was over, I had a part-time job while I was going to BCIT, and I just had too much fun, and here I am now.
So how long have you been at Marmot for, Colin?
Basin, this is now going on my 18th season here. And, to go back what I just said, this is probably one of the best starts I've ever seen, especially in the Alpine.
Wow. Now, what's the process? I've always wondered this. I know for a lifeguard per se, you'd have to go through the different levels of accreditation and get your skills to be a lifeguard. What's the process in becoming a ski instructor such as yourself?
Well, it's probably not too dissimilar, although I've never been a lifeguard. I'm sure it's not too dissimilar with accreditation. So for most people, it starts off with a level 1 course, which is an introduction to ski teaching. And from there, most people will go on and they'll get a job at snow school, whether that's ski or snowboard. They'll go on and they'll get a job at the snow school. And then that snowballs, sorry for the pun. And they get the level 2, the level 3, the level 4. From there, they start to teach other courses and become course conductors. And when Brian talks about me, he's being too kind. But as far as the course conductor journey and the Canadian Ski Instructors Alliance goes, there's not a whole lot more boxes for me to check at this point in time. But that's just because I've been around so long.
Well, that's good though. I mean, that's what you get when you go out and see your instructors there. Hey, listen, there's going to be a lot of people that are venturing out to Marmot, possibly for the first time this season. Call it a weekend warrior, if you will. But what would be some advice on how to ease into this? Because when you're skiing all day, it can be hard on the body. But do you have any advice or tips?
Well, yeah, one of the things that we always think it's in your legs or whatever, but the core. The core, people hurt their backs because their stomach isn't quite, there. And, I guess, I'm probably not answering your question the way you've asked it, but I try to ride my bike all summer long. I try to stay in the best shape I can. And everyone should try to do that. But skiing, it's very specific. Any given day, it doesn't matter if it's my first day of the season or it's, I've skied 10 days in a row. That first couple of runs, I ease into it. I skid around a little bit, see how the snow feels, see how my boots feel, see how my skis feel. Whether it's a fresh tune or maybe they haven't been tuned in a few days, and get a feel for it, and then slowly pick the speed up. I remember years ago doing a coaching course, and even the World Cup athletes, they would have them ski for an hour or two to get activated, and then after that, bang, you're on. Everyone might not want to wait 2 hours, but certainly that first run or two, skid around a bit, see how it feels before you jump into it.
Now, I wanted to ask you more of a personal question here. The après ski is in my opinion, almost as important as the skiing itself. Where's the spot that you like to stop into after a hard day on the hill when you're back down in the town side of Jasper?
I don't got to be careful here because there's a lot of great bars and restaurants in Jasper, and some of them some of them are just getting fired back up now after our summer. But, I love to go down and see my friends at the Dead Dog. It's kind of like the Cheers bar, if you remember that old TV show Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
I walk in and half the people in the bar are my friends. And, there's always someone to chat to, and the beer's always cold.
Okay, that's awesome, Colin. Hey, thanks for the update. We're so happy to have you and your colleagues on throughout the ski season here for the Marmot Basin Ski Report. Sounds like, everything you described, it sounds like incredible conditions. So people can check it out, of course, skimarmot.com. We'll talk to you again, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to seeing you up here one day.
Right on. Colin Borrow is the snow sports director at Marmot Basin. So ski half price every day with the Marmot Escape Card, only $99 at skimarmot.com. You can get 4 lift tickets for the family for only $329 at skimarmot.com. Great deal for families and only available online. So go to that website and find out everything.
He did say activated.
Yes.
Yeah. I noticed that right away. I'm like, the nasties are going to catch on to that one.
Yes.
He had a little ski activation.
Yes, a little ski activation.
That's a great activation.
Tom Gazzola refers to exercising.
I got to get up to Marmot, man. I love that hill.
Yeah.
You a skier?
I'm not, actually.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I live a very sheltered life. The most dangerous thing I do is roll dice on a board game. That's enough.
That costs some people their lives.
780-218-9999. You can jump into the nasty chat as well on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up there as we continue to drive higher and higher for that. Email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I imagine I will get a limerick or two in
there's
the
already
email
two coming
today.
in
Oh,
here.
you have some texted in.
Yeah, and there's lots of people, sending in their thoughts about the Christmas movies. Do you want to get to a couple?
Let's do a couple, and then we'll do more after the break.
A Flintstone Christmas won't be picked, but still a great holiday film.
Okay.
Josie and the Pussycats Swinging Christmas Eve Extravaganza.
Oh, so is that a movie? Okay.
This is Scott on a hotel balcony in Beaumont. He
loves that balcony. He loves that balcony.
Wow. Yeah, he sent in a limerick too. So we'll get to that after when we get to some limericks, we'll talk about
more discussion about the Oilers, about the offside review, your emails and texts on that as well, 780-218-9999. Here comes Zachary Kubusch with the sports update.
Former Bruin Alec Rugala has been claimed off waivers by the Edmonton Oilers, with Rugala having 1 goal in 22 career games. Elsewhere, the Rangers get set for puck drop against the Sabres before Jacob Trouba and the Ducks battle the Senators for the only 2 games in the NHL, with the Oilers back in action against the Wild tomorrow night. And former Patriots head coach and 6-time Super Bowl champ Bill Belichick is finalizing his deal to become the new head coach of North Carolina. While on the court, the Raps are without Scotty Barnes for at least a week when they throw it down with the Heat, while the Pistons play the Celtics and the Kings meet the Pelicans on a 3-game NBA slate. This sports update is brought to you by Sit and Sleep. This is your last chance to take advantage of their grand opening sales on all mattresses. Get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99. That comes with a complimentary bamboo cooling mattress protector. Head to Sit and Sleep today for a free puncture point scan using cutting-edge technology, so their sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Sit and Sleep in South Edmonton Common, next to Planet Fitness. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out. The grand opening sale ends soon.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit GalloLLP.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
To have you tuning in this afternoon. Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. Book your holiday party at the CBH today. Your ultimate destination for events, parties, fundraisers, and more. 'Tis the season to celebrate. Visit and book now at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. I loved how they put "tis" for "it is" in that live read for the Canadian Brewhouse. All right, so we will run. Let's just do this again without sound before we get to some people's texts and contributions on movies and the Oilers and all that fun stuff. So this is earlier today. I said to Tre Ford, if you're not on YouTube, he goes, we have these little plastic basketballs. He goes under the leg, throws it off the wall. I jump in and dunk it. And then I said to him, nice job, kid. You got a lot of potential. And I put my hand out and I patted him on the shoulder. And then he kind of grabs my hand and I sort of grab it back, and then I pull my hand away and he's still continuing.
Yeah, if you're watching on
handshake.
YouTube, here it is right here.
See, I didn't understand what was happening. He wanted to do, I didn't know there was more to it.
Well, he wanted to do this.
What was going on? So we grab and then we lock, then we pull fingers. Is just a classic.
That's just a clean dab.
Is just a classic gimme five. Is that replaced now?
Yes.
Is even a fist bump old fashioned?
Yes, it's this now.
So we clasp, and then why did you tickle my wrist? What are you doing?
Come here.
Why are you holding a giant feather? Well, my mic's in the way.
Like
that.
And then
then it's a quick normal handshake, and then it's a finger pull.
It's like the Predator scene.
Wow.
Like, no wonder it was difficult.
Because I told.
It's like.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on. So that's what he wanted to do. So we just kind of did a partial handshake / high gimme five, medium height five. Wasn't a high five.
I don't know what.
Well, Tre did a good job. I think he realized this guy does not know what's happening. I'm just going to support. Like, he was a good teammate in that situation.
He was. He was
like, okay, Reid's not cool, but I'm not going to judge him. He made the dunk. Because before the dunk, I said, Tre, I may miss. I said, I'm not a 26-year-old in peak physical condition. I'm a 50-year-old man. And he was like, no, it's cool. And he goes, I'm going to do under the leg. So he went under the leg, threw it off the wall. And then, by the way, he didn't sit to watch me. He kept going into Gager's office.
Yes, he did.
Because I think maybe he thought, I don't know where this guy's going to land.
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah, he just, because I think I might have sold myself a little short with the warning. I wanted to tell him, hey, Tre, I might miss and I might have to do it again. And then as soon as he passed me the ball, he just got out of the way. I think he was thinking, this guy perhaps doesn't have a sense of balance or even really know where he is. I don't want to get hurt in the offseason by this little guy clattering into me.
I have a pretty good feeling he knew exactly what was going to happen, the capabilities.
Okay.
But, somebody said that, I think, on one of the posts, a little bit of a suspicious dap. That's what the kids call it.
What is a dap?
It's a handshake. It's just like a fresh dap is where bam, bam, like you in, you're out. It's like a handshake. It's like when you go in for the half hug with the back slap and then you finish it with the handshake.
No, I don't know what that is. I either hug or I
just
don't.
tried doing it with you.
If I hug you, I will hug you.
It was like fighting a man.
I'm not going to half hug you.
Yes, you do. You bring it in, bruh.
I don't.
Well, maybe you should.
I'm either going to full hug you or not hug you. And I'm not going to go around full hugging everybody. That's weird.
I don't know that you'll full hug anybody.
So anyway, to the people saying that was weak, Reid, yes, I'm aware.
Well, be open to learning how to. Maybe that should be the next thing. We'll do it like a.
Now, when the Elks sign me, I'll know what to do on the sidelines.
You'll know how to dap.
I'll know how to dap.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody high five anymore?
I do.
I
love a good high five.
Boop.
A lot of people do the pound,
Yeah, for the fist pound is great because you're not touching palms.
That didn't seem as awkward as everything else.
No, you coming over here and trying to dap me was awkward.
That sounds
Why
awkward.
were you tickling my wrist?
I wasn't tickling anything.
Well, you were trying to shake my hand?
It's like shaking hands with a mannequin working with you.
Well, because...
Present your hand to me. You were like limp-wristed.
Because I thought we would do that clasp and then do the finger pull.
No.
There's another... I thought
there
were 2 steps. I didn't realize there were 3.
There's sometimes
And with Tre
5,
Ford,
6,
I didn't
7.
know there was going to be 1.
Yeah.
Because I put my hand to tap him on the shoulder, and then he put his hand out to do the dap. I thought he was just going to kind of stand there and look at me disapprovingly.
Can we see that video again, Zach?
Yeah. Here is, folks, one of the best athletes in the city, and me.
Yeah, so he goes, and then
he pulls.
So that was supposed to be the up high one. Then you bring it down, you shake, and then you move away.
That takes so long, though.
No.
So if they got to do a touchdown, he has to do that 11 times.
Oh,
to all the guys on the field.
They got
more. I feel like a high five would be quicker.
They got more steps than those. That's just a hey, how you doing, dap. This isn't a hey, my brother, I know you, I love you, dap. Those are deeper.
Well, yeah, because I'm definitely. Well, that's the only pass I'm likely ever going to catch from Tre Ford.
Oh, and it was a great dunk, though.
I'm the expert of the 6.5-foot net. How high is that net off the ground? It is taller than me. I'm about 5'8".
Probably 6 foot.
It's a little over 6.
Yeah, something like
6'3", maybe.
And I was having a hard time falling asleep last night. And you know what I was thinking about?
So you listened to me on this show?
No. You know what I was thinking about? Dunk ideas. And I came up with one that is good.
Oh, you didn't tell me.
I know, but we're going to do it.
You're just going to make me do it with no practice.
It's going to be funny. Now we're going to have to include a dap in it. Well, yeah. VR says Jeff from today's special thinks that was hella awkward. Jeff's the mannequin. Remember I told you about today's special, the kid show?
Reid, what were you trying to do? Yes, I tapped him on the shoulder, and I said, nice going, kid. You got some potential. So I had my hand up, and he thought, oh, Reid's dapping. What a cool 50-year-old radio. Oh, and then Tre was like, oh, okay, no, I'll just smile and be supportive.
Tre was very good at that.
I think Gavin Cobb liked watching it.
Oh, sure. Gavin Cobb. Both those guys were just extremely open, polite. They stuck around for a while after. Good dudes. Very good dudes.
Well, that was fun. And
we're going to have to work on your dap game.
I'll have to work on that. Tre was a good sport to participate. And he came up with the underlay because I kind of said, do you want to pass it to me somehow? And he's like, well, I'll go off the wall.
That was a great idea.
And I was like, okay, sure. And then he goes, yeah, I'll do under the leg too. I wasn't sure if he was going to dribble and go under the leg, but he just passed it, just rotated the ball under his leg, threw it up off the wall. And I came in like a Goliath of the hard court.
Like Dominique.
I came in. I came in like my cousin Dominique at the 1988 slam dunk competition, flying in for a thunderous dunk. All right.
Do you want to talk about some of these movies that are coming in?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Claws on Netflix is pretty underrated.
How do you just CLAUS?
KLUS is how it's spelt here by Sobkirk.
Okay.
Miracle on 34th. The Santa Claus movies.
With Tim Allen?
Like Tim Allen, I believe.
He's got that new TV show.
Yes,
sometimes I just say random things that go nowhere, everybody.
Does he really have a new TV show?
Now. Yeah, there were commercials for it on the weekend with Kat, the one that was in some of the Marvel shows. Kat Dennings, is that her name? And she was in the Two Broke Girls or whatever it was called.
Okay.
I think it's Kat Dennings. Claus is a 2019 animated Christmas adventure comedy film.
A Charlie Brown Christmas?
Do they kick the football in that one?
I don't know. Connor Kushnerick, just a little awkward handshake.
Yeah.
Plus one vote for Krusty the Clown's non-denominational holiday fun fest.
I think that was probably a reference in a Simpsons episode, as opposed to a movie, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think you've got a good.
I have a good list. I don't want to give it away because this is quite competitive. I understand these EST drafts.
Oh boy,
what?
We got.
Does somebody win tomorrow's mystery athlete already? Though that would piss me off.
They guessed it.
If somebody got tomorrow's.
No, we got an impromptu Reid and Trey handshake limerick.
Oh, good.
I've got to read it. This comes from Aidan O'Neill. Reid and Trey did try a handshake that reached for the sky. It wobbled and swayed in a most awkward parade, leaving both with a puzzled, oh my!
That's pretty good.
That's great.
That's very good.
That's great. Yeah, Normology's casting his vote for the simple fist bump.
Yeah, maybe I should have done that because if I would have made the dunk and then just gone like this to Trey with my fit, he would have been like, "Oh, okay. Reid's fist busting me." That's probably more for his generation.
Well, that's usually the end of it. Even that's the end of a DAP series or sequence. Okay. Can be a fist bump.
Trey's just like, okay, this dude, he doesn't really understand how to be cool, so I'll just fist bump him.
But where it went wrong was the shoulder tap.
But I was being fatherly.
That's where it went wrong. If you finish the dunk and then just present your hand like this, it's over.
Yeah.
None of that happens. Next time Trey's in studio, we'll recreate it.
With the Grey Cup, hopefully.
In
about 50 weeks.
That's right. You do not lay a hand on his shoulder. Maybe a bum pat?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I'm not doing that.
Then just present your hand like this.
Right, just go. So I dunk. I do my thunderous, earth-shaking dunk.
Dunk, flex.
Fist flex.
I like
if I flex, no one would notice.
Or dunk, rip shirt.
Yeah, I rip my shirt off open, reveal my beer belly.
Fist bump.
Yeah, with the splotchy hair.
We've got it. We're good. 8 Crazy Nights. This is now the second time.
Is that the Sandler movie? I don't think I ever saw that. Was it a movie or a skit? Might have been a movie, but I thought it wasn't an Adam Sandler.
It's a 2002 film, Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Animated Hanukkah musical comedy drama film.
Wow. But it's technically a Hanukkah film, but I guess it'd be a family movie for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's the off-topic topic for William Huff. Recommend a Christmas movie for the whole family on Christmas Eve.
You know
so from grandparents down to really little kids. Everybody's watching together.
You know what I suggest? Is that you can now, today we can roll through different topics for the off-topic topic.
What do you mean?
Well, there are other categories.
Oh, different topics for the draft.
Yeah. What's the next one?
I just don't want the other guys to steal ideas.
Reid, it's happening. You should probably go back and rewatch the morning show. That's what they do. So that's why we need to use our nasties, the PM nasties, to our advantage.
Okay, then I want to do this one.
Yes.
We're going to have to draft 2 drinks to have available.
I like where you're going here.
I want to hear what people say here.
Yes.
Because you and I came up with some that are pretty general. 2 drinks to have available.
And this is the Christmas entertaining, or, the name stinks.
What is the name again?
I don't know, but it stinks. Because it's hard to remember.
I feel like Awanak should be running these drafts. Everything would be a lot more specified.
Whoa.
Everything would be a lot more detailed.
That's a shot at the old commish, hey?
It's not a shot at anybody.
That's a shot at Quinn.
It's an observation.
Okay.
It's not a shot at Quinn.
Christmas entertainment draft. So, what drinks are necessary?
Christmas entertainment. What lounge singer would you most like to perform in your living room? Singing cheesy Christmas carols. All right. So let us know where I got too many documents open. Okay, like some things I'm fine. A game to play, I'll just list my entire board game collection.
Yeah, you're fine there. Trust me.
Eldritch Horror.
Yeah. Well,
but no, I want to do 2 drinks to have available. So to me, the wording of that is people drop over, maybe even somewhat unexpectedly, or they stay longer than you realize, and you're having a good time, or you, hey, what do you feel like? You should have this in the fridge or available.
This should be ready to go.
Right.
And we named the one
eggnog.
It's the classic.
Or rum and eggnog, whatever. But eggnog.
Yeah.
Eggnog's going to go high in the draft. I don't know if I'll get it.
I think if you say, now this is the question, is it implied that eggnog includes alcohol?
No.
Okay.
I drink eggnog with no alcohol.
Right.
I don't mix beer and eggnog.
But I think in the spirit of the draft, it's a libation, an adult libation. So would you need to specify rum and eggnog?
Yes.
Because I could see that being, well, I know what Eric's going to take. Eric's going to take a Caesar. Book it.
Oh, okay. Well, he can.
Well, it's a lovely drink.
And lose that category.
VR agrees with you, Reid. VR is very pro Matthew Iwanek as commissioner. He feels he was wrongly accused and removed from his role, which he did resign from, but he quit. He just didn't want to do it anymore.
All right, 780-218-9999. We will talk about the Edmonton Oilers game last night, how they played, some of your reaction. I want to get into the offside challenge process a little bit as well. Jed Roberts is coming up at about 20 after 4. After a quick timeout, we'll have the Kube with your sports update.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
The Canadian Ice House is taking your sports experience to a higher level. Trackman golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit in-store or at thecanadianicehouse.com for details.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
The Edmonton Oilers have claimed defenseman Alex Regula off waivers from the Boston Bruins, and the 24-year-old was drafted by the Red Wings back in 2018 and has 1 goal in 22 career games. And on a 2-game slate, it's the Senators facing the Ducks and the Rangers dropping the puck against the Sabres. Well, down south, North Carolina has signed 6-time Super Bowl champ Bill Belichick to a 3-year, $30 million contract to become the team's next head coach. And on the court, the Raptors are back in action against the Heat, with the Kings battling the Pelicans and the Celtics meeting the Pistons with 3 games around the association. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Pleased to have you tuning in this afternoon. What happened? What happened? Why did you react like that? Finally. So a decoration fell off the wall. An ornament in the shape of a Christmas ball. I didn't even... I didn't even notice. What happened?
I didn't have my...
It just fell down?
I didn't have my headphones in yet, and it scared the you-know-what out of me.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is. What was it? It was there up there yesterday, just fine.
I don't know what they pasted this. What's that DJ that wears the mouse?
Dead Mouse 5?
Dead Mouse?
Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse 5. You would do that. I know you would.
Thank you.
Reid, just so you know, Bones says if you take it from one person, it's plagiarism. When you steal from everyone, it's research.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing here for...
Oh, for the draft suggestions. Okay. Mex says you can make every alcoholic drink a Christmas drink by prefixing it with Christmas. Christmas Moscow Mule, Christmas Old Fashioned, Christmas Margarita. Bonus points for using prefixing. We like that.
Oh, we got a goof up here. We'll to be determined. TBD, brah.
What?
Scott on a hotel and balcony in Beaumont.
Great guy.
It must be cold.
I don't know why I like him so much.
He's great.
It's just that's such an interesting image.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder what he's doing. Is he having an eggnog?
Yeah, for the last 6 days, apparently.
You know what I think of, though? If you're sitting on a hotel balcony, it means you're smoking.
Oh, maybe.
To me.
I never thought of that.
I don't know why else you'd be on a hotel balcony. But he does say, hey, not to be a grammatical expert, but etch is not the correct word on your graphic.
What are we looking
Oilers
at?
etch out the Lightning 2-1.
Oilers, it's supposed to be edge.
Edge.
Yeah, etch is like you're etching something, right?
Like it's etched into your memory.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. It should just be Oilers. Who put that up?
Koob.
Well, we'll get him to fix it. I think you have to go to the washroom here. Yes, it should be Oilers. It should just be like Oilers edge the Lightning 2-1, or maybe he meant to say Oilers eke out a 2-1 win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll learn. Our grammar is not perfect. Jay and I like grammar. We like hearing from other people.
I'm just happy we have a goof up because we've been so perfect.
I do think we have to instruct Koob and the younger generation. I told you when I went to Holy Trinity about a month ago for a career day, and I said, okay, here's 3 things that are important in my job. And I said, good grammar and English. And like 80% of the class rolls their eyes.
Yeah.
And I said, what? I sound like a parent or two? Yes. Why do we have to write it properly? Because you have to. Because it's a language that we should know how to communicate
you don't
in.
have to, but you should.
Yes,
it's very
you
useful. Rusty Shackelford says Fireball and eggnog. Total game changer in the Christmas drink game.
Okay.
Rob from the Grove, did you? Shirley Temples. Virgins for the kiddies or the kiddos. I remember that was my favorite part about going to Swiss Chalet. It was a big stop for the Milne family.
Oh, nice.
Was the Virgin Shirley Temples, and they'd serve you a maraschino cherry on a sword.
Oh, nice.
And sit it at the top of the glass. It made me feel like an adult.
That's Swiss chalet.
Yeah.
As we said back in Evansburg.
Swiss chalet. That must have been a... What was the restaurant?
We didn't have one.
Sure.
We didn't have chain restaurants in Evansburg. A Red Rooster opened while I was in high school.
Whoa.
Not but like a chain. We had... what was the...
You had a Chinese
Was
place.
it Jack and Judy's? That was kind of the diner type place.
But did you had to have Chinese?
Yeah, man,
they probably served pizza too.
And see, the interesting thing, there was Evansburg, and then there were the hotels and their restaurants out on the highway that were on the Entwistle side, but they were right on Highway 16.
Right.
What was the one that was good? There was the Lighthouse, and was it just the Pembina Diner or the Pembina Restaurant? They had good steak sandwiches. Wow, where are we going?
Haji says rum and wassail. Wassail?
Okay, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
We're learning every day.
Reid, we got lots of people that I've been accumulating some interesting texts about the Oilers here.
Okay, they won 2-1 last night over the Lightning. They did eke out a win or edge the Lightning 2-1. The Oil understood for GCL Diesel. Providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Now a proud partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show, GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. Okay. You got messages you want to start with? I'm fine with that.
Let's do it. This comes in from Miles. Hi, guys. Really liked the Oilers game last night. Very calm and under control. Nurse looks like a new man compared to last season. He probably should have been put on Team Canada for the tournament Jay loves.
The Four Nations face-off with the number 4. Yeah, I think. Did he use the word calm? I think that's fair. A fair way to put it. Better. When I was a kid, you just called it back checking. Now it's often called back pressure. The forwards are getting back, right? They got guys coming back. They're not giving up open passes. They're not being negligent checking and defending. Yes, it's not perfect. Teams are going to get grade A chances, but they're not giving up a ton of them. Skinner's having a good run here, and he's not under fire, or whichever goal he is in. So yeah, as I said, it feels like a step forward. It feels like they are building as opposed to, oh my God, what was that? Or, well, we won, but it didn't play very well. It was a good game.
What did we call it when we were talking about it? It wasn't a statement win, but it was comforting win.
It was a encouraging win. I
win.
think it was an encouraging win. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a statement. I think if they were to win 4 out of 4, or even 3 out of 4, going Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Golden Knights, Florida, then I think that would be a bit of a mid-season statement.
The offside challenge is the dumbest thing the NHL has ever done. Goals are being called off because of imperceptible margins. Imperceptible.
That
margins.
Means very small.
Yes.
Or hard to see.
They should change the rules so that, speaking about grammar, they should change the rules so that a team can challenge for offside, but it's a delay of game penalty even if they are right. Well, how does that make sense? This comes in from Harry.
Okay.
So, let me read this again. They should change the rule so that a team can challenge for offside, but it's a delay of game penalty even if they are right?
Okay, so here's what he's saying. Here's what he's saying. I've never heard this before that I can remember. So he's saying he doesn't like the offside challenge. But then he's also saying if you're going to keep it in the game, this is how I understand what Harry is saying. If you're going to keep it in the game, that you get a delay of game penalty for challenging. So, because you are delaying the game. So he's saying you want to challenge offside, fine, the goal can be taken off the board if you're right. But even if you're right, you still get a delay of game penalty.
So you're taking the goal off the board if you're right, but you're still penalized.
Then you'd be. I don't know if I don't know if the league would go to that. Look, I like when people suggest outside the box things because I like that sort of thinking. I don't think that would ever fly though. That a coach would say, "Okay, I know the play's offside, so I want a challenge to take it off the board, but then I'm going to get short. I'm going to be shorthanded because right now you're only shorthanded if you're wrong, right?" That is, I have not heard that before. That's a very interesting way to put it. The offside challenge, it's about a decade old. I would say it's not popular with the fans. I've never really heard anybody go out of their way to defend it.
But it's only ever challenged if a goal is scored afterward, the
for
fact,
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So why don't they say this? Look, I'm just trying to...
I know, it's time limit, possession. They've kept it the simplest way possible. If the puck isn't cleared, you can challenge. The Oilers' Ekholm's shot went in 26 seconds after the Oilers entered the zone.
Well, here's what you should do then, Reid. You should have to challenge that before that goal even goes in. To have the potential for a challenge.
Turn a little light on the
bench?
Press
a button on the bench or something. Seriously. Say, no, we want to just make sure
but
our hands up.
Goals are scored immediately, though.
That's so what? Be fast. Those coaches can usually see that pretty quick. They're usually looking for it right after the goal
Yeah,
scored.
They're always checking the zone entry.
Flip a light on the bench that says you're in play.
That'd be amazing. I think they should actually have to wave a flag.
Sure.
The offside flag.
Throw something. Yes. Throw a challenge flag.
So here's the thing. Very interesting suggestion by Harry. I don't think that the league would ever do that you get a penalty just for challenging even if you're right. So if you were right on an offside challenge, their goal comes off the board, but then that team gets an opportunity in a higher percentage chance to score on the power play. I don't think that would ever happen.
I don't think it would ever happen, but wow, that made us really think, Harry.
But here's the problem, everybody, and I often say this. I even said it yesterday about Gary Bettman, but I'm going to say it now about some of the rule changes. Unfortunately, the National Hockey League does not care what you think, and I mean the collective you, and I include Jay and I in that. So we can be irritated about the offside challenge, and I've said this to you. I said it on my old show. I say it off air when I'm talking about hockey with people. The offside review has proven how good the linesmen are. Because usually when there's an overturned, it's like, oh my God, nobody would ever see that at full speed with the naked eye, right? Like yesterday. Okay, Hyman, like something might have looked a little funky on the zone entry. Hyman had his leg up. You can now hover your skate over the blue line. They changed that rule a few years ago. But that's tough for linesmen. And plus now linesmen are just saying good on anything that's close because then they can go back and be looked at later. So when observers, and I'll include, all the fans watching and listening today, when they say we don't want the offside challenge, the league doesn't care. The league has already decided there's going to be an offside challenge. And when I say the league, again, it's not Bettman, it's not Daly, it's the GMs and the whoever is on the board of governors. It's not even the coaches. It's the GM, board of presidents, those type of people. And I think they've decided they wouldn't want to be eliminated from the playoffs on a goal that was offside, that they could have challenged. It's not so much done for games on December 10th, such as last night. The reason it's in there is for, I believe, and then I've talked to some people about this whose opinions I trust, it's in there for the playoffs. And I don't think the NHL wants to say, okay, you can only challenge offside in the playoffs. You either have to have it or not. So they have it. And I think the NHL is probably also thinking about PR, perception, image, whatever you want to call it. So it's 4 minutes left in Game 7 of the Western Conference Final. And Winnipeg enters the zone. And they score to go up 3-2 on the Oilers. And it's offside. And the Oilers can't do anything about it. All summer, what's going to be played?
Yeah.
So, and this is one of those things where I feel as if I know I'm not saying anything that's going to make fans of the game feel any better, right? But that's why they have it. That's why they have it. They don't want a team getting eliminated on a goal that could have been proven to be offside, right? And look at how coaches and managers get hired and fired, often based on how a team does in the postseason. This team is supposed to, they're a Stanley Cup favorite. They lost in the first round. We got a clean house. Oh, how did they get eliminated? The winning goal was offside. Maybe they win the game otherwise. So they're protecting themselves. They're protecting the image of the league. That's why we have offside video review.
E-Town beat Town in the EST inbox. I think they should keep the challenge, but the replay is only in regular time. No super slow motion if you cannot see it in real time. With replays, it's a good goal. I agree with that.
Then hardly anything would probably be challenged.
That's okay.
Right.
Because at that point, what are we doing? I mean, if you're off by, a millimeter,
right?
Is that really? But it's going to go both ways too. It's going to work in your favor or in your team's favor and against them as well. Bowen says the challenge is now an art of the game. The ref outlines and
he's saying it's now. I didn't even hear the rest of the text. I assume.
The ref, anyways, they get to watch the play 3 times at normal speed and then decide immediately. So that's two people in a row saying that the time of for the review And Shovelhead, howdy, boys. There should be a time limit on the challenge. Let's say 15 seconds for argument's sake. After the offside, a challenge must be made. That would be...
Because you could forecheck a team for 5 minutes.
Can you imagine if they just had to have the coach raise his hand?
He has to hold his hand up the entire time.
Hold your hand up. How about a goal can only be challenged if the player in question scores the goal? The
offside player.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, was it the Oilers' second game of the season? Derek Ryan scored and Arvidsson was offside, but I think Arvidsson passed Ryan the puck, didn't he? I know I'm sorry if I'm shooting stuff down, but it's just I've had this discussion before, and there's no perfect way. Okay, so 20 seconds time limit. So some team's going to have a goal go in because it was 21 seconds after, and if it was 19, they could have challenged. It's just, I don't know. It's just there's no perfect way to do it.
Neighbor Danny says keep the offside challenge, but put a time limit on the review. 1 minute to make a decision. That should catch the egregious ones and let the close ones stand.
See, that is one change I might go for. Just say you can't stare at the tablet over and over again. If you can't see it or you're not sure, then... Because really, the rule is that it has to be overturned. And remember the one, the Oilers had a goal stand where it looked offside earlier this season, but you couldn't see exactly where the puck was on Leon's stick. So it was probably offside, but because you couldn't quite see the puck, they counted it.
Waddy and Cloverdale, the opportunity to challenge should be negated if the defending team touches the puck in any way. The spirit of the challenge is for goals that occur off the rush, not when you get running around in your own zone and fail to clear the puck.
As the Lightning were exhibiting last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And flick a switch. Hey, we're challenging this no matter what happens.
Remember a few years ago, what year was it? Was it October of 2019? Adam Larson got hurt blocking a shot the first game of the year, and that gave Ethan Bear an opportunity to play. And Dave Tippett said, I think he said the next day, he said the play was offside. But you can't tell Adam Larson, "Hey, don't block the shot, just let it go in."
Yeah.
Can you imagine if a coach did raise his hand and then the goalie just skated out of the net? Like, oh, whatever, shoot it in.
Well, that's like those plays, when Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes has the vision to see a penalty flag come in that they don't know, but they're pretty darn certain that that's defensive offside.
Right.
And they just gunsling it downfield and hope for another penalty.
Yeah.
But it could be intercepted.
But this
and
is
could
kind
be
of the opposite of this because the goalie would just let the other team score.
Calculated risk, though.
Anyway, I think it's a rule that's going to continue to be discussed, probably continue to be generally disliked by most fans. And we did get some good suggestions for tweaks. I hate to break it to you. I don't think the NHL is going to tweak it. I don't know. Maybe Bettman's listening right now.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I got to listen to that show in Edmonton, man.
Hey, Gary, you right now. I'm looking at you. If you are listening, please subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube page. And if you haven't already, Gary, smash that thumbs up. We are at a very good pace here. We've got everybody's favorite, Jed Roberts, in the house. He's going to be joining us here after the break. Talking all things football. We're going to ask him about Reid's DAP.
Oh, sure.
Jed knows how to DAP. He's DAP'd once or twice in his life. So we'll get into that with Jed. But first, the Kub.
Former Bruin Alec Rugala has been claimed off waivers by the Edmonton Oilers, with Rugala having 1 goal in 22 career games. Elsewhere, the Rangers and Sabres dropped the puck before Jacob Trouba and the Ducks battle the Senators for the only 2 games in the NHL tonight. And former Patriots head coach and 6-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick has signed a 3-year, $30 million contract to become the next head coach of North Carolina. And on the court, the Raps are without Scotty Barnes for at least a week when they throw it down with the Heat, while the Pistons play the Celtics. And the Kings meet the Pelicans on a 3-game NBA slate. This sports update is sponsored by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew. Whether recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy uses the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game. Find them online at advantagesportmed.ca. Jed Roberts in studio just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
Celebrate the season by creating space for your holidays. Sentinel Storage. Affordable and flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the Association, Formula One, soccer, golf. Oh, sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Jed Roberts is here as portions of this hour are presented by Alberta Tutoring. Locally owned and operated, Alberta Tutoring offers certified Alberta teachers who know the curriculum and what their students need to learn. Specializing in high school math, physics, and science, their skilled tutors can meet with students virtually while offering flexible scheduling. And right now, take advantage of their limited time offer. Enter promo code EST and get 40% off your first session. Visit albertatutoring.ca today and book your local experienced tutor. Speaking of people who are local and experienced and nice guys, Double E alum Jed Roberts is here. Hello, Jed.
How are you? I was just thinking about math and physics. Those were not a couple of subjects that I was very good at.
Were you a studious student in general?
I could write well.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And you strike me that the type of guy that you wouldn't, even if you were focused on athletics, you wouldn't slough something off. Like if you're doing it, you care about it.
Yeah, if I cared about it, I'll do it. You got it backwards. I was, there wasn't anything wrong with me in terms of being able to do the schoolwork. It was just a matter of motivation, and that's something that is a lesson I learned the hard way. So kids, if you have an opportunity to utilize a tutor, take it. That's why it's really nice to have those types of services now. So.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Let's start with the Oilers game. We want to talk to you about Tre Ford, and he was here earlier today, but you watched the Oilers game, and you were just telling me off air a couple things really impressed you.
Yeah, I when you look at this lineup at the beginning of the year when, oddly, it's tough, right? Like managing a roster now with the salary cap is a very difficult thing to do even at the best of times. And when you've got 2 or 3 of the best players in the world, trying to figure out how to keep everybody happy is really tough as a GM. So, you lose Boberg, you lose Holloway, and Boberg's a defenseman. I realize that, but also he brings an element, like an athletic component that not a lot of teams have, and the Blues have reaped the benefit of that. Certainly in the case of Holloway there. And so what do the Oilers do? They go out and they pick up Kapanen, who some people thought was a reclamation project. You think shades of Puljujarvi, right? But Kapanen has played his rear end off. He's been crashing the net, blocking shots last night. Great hands around the net. I don't know that a lot of people saw that coming, but And again, Reid, like we were talking, like how much of that is playing with two of the best players in the world, and how much of it is him fighting for his career, So maybe a little bit of both.
What's the football equivalent of somebody blocking a shot? Is it like taking a hit on special teams or...
That's a good one. Probably just being an offensive lineman and blocking. Nobody really ever notices it.
What about a pass knockdown, like a pass defended?
Yeah, knocking a pass down. That's something that's underrated. Like getting your hands up and altering the trajectory of the ball. Yeah, that's a good one. Like, you think you played football before or something? Guy was an all-Canadian in college, so. Yeah, that's a great analogy. Blocking or knocking down a pass. That's probably about as close as it gets.
Either on the line, like Willie Jefferson
pass
style.
A lot of people say, well, why didn't you intercept the ball? And in some cases, you really don't want to intercept the ball because you don't want to give your team the ball on that particular spot. So,
right.
It can be a high IQ play, and which I think that shot blocking, there's not a lot of guys that are really good at it, and it's a really, really tough skill. Because you take a beating while you're doing it,
Well, and in football, there's a fine line between knocking a ball down and driving through the offensive player and drawing a penalty flag.
Yeah,
right. So timing, bang, bang,
exactly.
It means a lot.
Body position, body control.
Okay, I want to ask you more about hockey, but you got me. I love getting your football experience too. So when you were on the D line, or if you were rushing the quarterback, when did you think, okay, I'm not going to sack him. I gotta get something up because you want to get a sack, right? Sacks are the best.
Yeah, and it's tough, and especially when you get a quarterback like Tre Ford. I'm glad you asked that question because I'm so excited about the fact that this team has picked him up and locked him up for a few years because you have no idea how difficult it is to play as a defensive player against an athletic quarterback like Tre Ford. I was pretty lucky that I got to play with Damon Allen, I got to play with Tracy Yam, and when you have a quarterback like that can make room for himself with his feet and can control his body and can outrun defenders. I mean, it's a nightmare for defenders to prepare for. So I'm just so excited. And just kick in the fact that, you got your first U Sports quarterback that's actually a serious contender for being a star for years on end since Russ Jackson. We haven't really seen that. My dad played for Russ, played with Russ, played for Russ, and he used to say that Russ was like so much fun to play with because he could throw the ball anywhere he wanted, but he could also run, but he's not a 4-4 guy like Tre Ford is. So I don't think we've ever seen a guy with the combination of skill and athletic ability that a guy like Tre Ford has, and regardless of birth certificate, I mean, the guy is just going to put butts in the seats and
he's exciting. It's electric.
It's awesome. I'm so excited. I think so many good things are happening right now around Edmonton with this football team. The future's bright.
Okay, so skill and speed, to take it back to the Oilers stuff, what do you think of McDavid's goal? By the way, 5 breakaways in the game.
Yeah.
2 McDavid, 2 Draisaitl, a Kucherov. But what about the McDavid goal?
Buddy, I wouldn't have wanted to be that goaltender for the Lightning. I felt so bad for him, Vasilevsky. Although he did a pretty good job, he stoned a few of those breakaways. But I mean, McDavid, he just has such excellent body control, and he's like Gretzky, and he sees things unfolding in ways that very few people do. I looked at that partial breakaway where he lifted the puck over the stick side, and I thought, I don't know anybody else that can do that.
Well, do you think that? And this is just mind blowing to think about, but obviously he went to the backhand on the prior breakaway, and Vasilevsky followed him to that side. Do you think that was in his head, even though it wasn't? It was a partial breakaway, so there's lots of other things to pay attention to, like the 2 defenders that were trying to squeeze on him. But when he broke through and it was now a 1-on-1, think of how fast that had to come to his mind to say, okay, I'm going to move my body like I'm going back there and open up that little flip.
Yeah, I think that a guy like him, you can really see his mind kind of, I've had the luxury of, I've got a friend who has seats that are really close to the ice, and you can see those guys talking to each other, and I'm a lip reader, so I can get into those conversations sometimes, and I see those guys talking, and I wouldn't put it past Connor to have set him up by doing that, the first breakaway, and then coming back stick side, thinking, okay, I'm going to lean him in, I'm going to get him going and overcommit. And you're right, it depends on where everybody else is on the ice, but I totally I would, that's why I love watching the Oilers play right now, because you got two of the best players in the world that are able to do things that very few people on this planet can.
I know which friend you're referring to because I see his name's right behind you, Jed. It's no secret to our listeners. That's for certain.
Yeah,
I always see those posts you put up, and you make me hungry at 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night when you're going for your second, for the dessert.
Yeah, is that the Chairman's Club down there?
Yeah, the Chairman's Club. Yeah, the spread they have in there is insane. It's never the same spread twice, right?
Oh, really?
So you might get a donut tower one game, and then the next game it's brownies, or it's crazy. You can get unlimited popcorn, and they put on a really good spread. We're spoiled here in Edmonton. If you get an opportunity to go, I highly recommend doing it.
Jed, I know we're going back and forth between hockey, but I mean we're talking about some of the greats or potential greats in their sports. I wanted to ask you about Tre Ford specifically, and with your football IQ and your football acumen and background, explain to people what it means to have the reins from now till the season. He's they can say compete, but they want him to be the starter. They want him to be number one. He's coming into camp as number one. He's going to be the starter for this team. Number two, building an offense around him. Not pigeonholing him or trying to get him to, fit a square peg into a round hole like they were last year. Yeah. But having Jordan McSimic, although it's not confirmed yet, but that's the rumor, having McSimic come out and build an offense for Tre Ford, just how big of a difference will that be for this year?
A huge difference, because you look at the team last year and they had MBT, and I really think that offense was built around his skill set. And so when Tre came in, he was basically running the MBT offense. And I think there's certain parts of Tre's game that are just better off with the RPO, with the read pass option, where you threaten the perimeter and you make people guess. And with a guy like Tre that can run a 4.4, which I cannot stress enough to you how fast that is. Period, let alone for a quarterback. That's just fast. I mean, there's some people that say he runs a 4.3, and I don't doubt it. And so when you have a guy that can run like that, I mean, we had Nealon Green could run like that, but he was not a very good thrower. So, but the fact that he could run like that scared the crap out of people back then. And so with Tre, you get Jordan in here, you design an offense where you're continuously stressing out the defense, and they're always wrong no matter what they do. Your defensive end comes down, he pulls it, he runs around the outside. He can throw it, or he can keep it, or he can pitch it. It just reminds me of Doug Flutie, back in the 90s when he was just wheeling and dealing behind that offensive line. And I really think that Ed is going to come in and take a look at the O-line. And, they had a pretty good year, but there's some guys up in their contract. And one of the things that Ed does a really good job of is, and Nick Peltier, who just rejoined as a player personnel guy, they're really good at finding really big, physical, dominant offensive linemen, like the Justin Sorensens, the Matt O'Donnells, right? So that's a hallmark and a trademark of Ed Hervey football team, is getting big, dominant, physical guys. And I chuckle when I think about Tre Ford working behind that big O-line with guys like Rankin, and hopefully they can get Leak re-signed, guys like that. It's just there's the options are limitless. The way you could, and then he could throw. People don't realize that he's got a strong arm on him. So it's just and the other thing, and I think that people aren't really talking about as much, and I think is really important, is there's no substitute for experience.
Right.
And this kid's got 2 full years under his belt, right? And he's got some really good game experience, and he can learn from that, right? And he's made some mistakes, but he's also done some incredible things, right? And some things that only a guy like him can do because he's so athletic,
So when Ed was on, when was the signing? Friday, when it broke, when Hernan broke it, and Ed came on with us, and I asked Ed, what's the significance of getting this done quickly? Is this a statement about stability and continuity? And Ed kind of said, well, it didn't feel that quick to me, but he said, yeah, that's what we're going for. But I thought this could have been done closer to Christmas or after Christmas, or Tre could have even said, hey, thanks for meeting with me. I still want to be a free agent and see who's. I'm not ruling out Edmonton. Is it relevant to you that it happens in such quick succession after president, GM, coach?
Yeah, I think Ed's being coy. I think the way free agency works in the CFL, it either happens really fast or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then chances are the guy's going to leave, right? So typically the guys who tip their hand pretty quickly and sign, those are those are the done deals. But the ones that wait, like there's guys on the team right now that I really like, that I've got relationships with, that I'm a little bit nervous about, that haven't signed yet. So, I love Niles Morgan, for example. Like, I think he's one of the best linebackers in the league, and I really hope they can bring him back. But I mean, it's a business, and it's a really tough business at that. But Niles is one of the guys.
He does live here, right?
Yeah, he does.
Here,
He just he's got a young family, and he's a good man. He runs a personal training.
Yep.
He's working with Odell Willis, another former EE guy, and So I mean, but again, it's a tough business, right? Like they've got to fit it into their salary cap, and it's not an easy business to be in when you're a GM trying to make the sense work. But the other thing that helps this is that you've got an owner that's very supportive and is committed to bringing in the best talent available. Like, there's no doubt about that. There's no. The conversations and the buzz. I mean, I've had the opportunity to have conversations with some people, and I really like what I'm hearing about the ownership and the support that the front office is getting, and they're not going to leave any stones unturned in terms of like getting a competitive team on the field.
What position group do you think Ed's going to target?
Offensive, defensive line.
They'll go for the lines?
Yeah, those are that's what he does, right? Like he's really good at bringing in. I got to remind you, like he brought in Armando Sewell.
Yeah.
Right? And he brought in, so Justin came over from BC, I think it was, and he just likes big, physical, like guys that just dominate you, and that trickles down into. I remember he brought in Marcus Henry. He's like 6'4".
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
He likes his big receivers. He likes strong, physical guys. He wants to control the line of scrimmage, and so that's probably what you're going to see.
I would be surprised if they don't, lock down the defensive lines, and then, your strength. They did it with their quarterback. Then you look at your middle linebacker, your safety. Those are kind of the areas of concern that are the most meaningful for that defense. So I would be surprised. I think that they would actually value Niles Morgan quite highly, considering how talented he is, considering he is the middle linebacker, he is the quarterback of that defense. I would hope to see that to be the next.
Yeah, and I think he's
signing.
a good leader too. He's a quiet guy, and I've gotten to know him personally. And his dad was a principal, high school principal, and he's got a really good. He's just a solid guy, and he's a guy that you want to build around if you can, And I mean, if you're looking for criteria for a guy that, he's pretty hard worker. He's a guy that brings his lunch bucket, and he doesn't take any shortcuts, and he hasn't complained. He's he's just produced, every year. Even though they've had some tough seasons, he's always been among the league leaders in tackles, if not the league leader in tackles every year he's been here.
Well, another great former player in the CFL, Alex Singleton, is down in your Bronco country. We had Bronco Nick, who's an avid listener of the show, sending a message that we'll get to after the break when we go into the second segment with our dear friend Jed Roberts. Reid, you got a liner here?
James H. Brown Studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com is the website. Book your private consultation today. You have any questions for Jed Roberts? Send them in, 780-218-9999. Email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. If you're in the nasty chat on YouTube, continue to hit the thumbs up if you haven't, and encourage your friends, neighbors, colleagues, relatives to give us a thumbs up as well. We did really well with that yesterday. More with Jed in a couple minutes.
The Edmonton Oilers have claimed defenseman Alex Rugula off of waivers from the Boston Bruins, and the 24-year-old was drafted by the Red Wings back in 2018 and has one goal in 22 career games. On a two-game slate, it's the Senators facing the Ducks and the Rangers dropping the puck against the Sabres, with the Oilers back in action against the Wild tomorrow night. Down south, North Carolina has signed six-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick to a 3-year, $30 million contract to become the team's next head coach. While the NBA sees the Raptors in action against the Heat, with the Kings battling the Pelicans and the Celtics meeting the Pistons, having 3 games in the association. More with Jed Roberts just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
Fuge Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at fugesausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Fuge Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
All right, 2 weeks until Christmas Day. Hope your shopping's going well. Very few people are ever happy with. Do you shop early, Jed?
Yeah, we're done.
Jed, you're like the most responsible human on the planet.
Yeah.
Just gonna move that in.
Yeah, we've been done for a week.
Wow.
Full tree, everything's under the tree, and good to go.
You're amazing.
Yeah. Well, we
people are thinking, who is this guy?
We get pretty excited about Christmas around our place. So it's more my wife, really, to be honest with you.
I'm a big Christmas guy. Now, here's the full, behind the scene. In my former life with the furniture store, it would be Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, then Boxing Day. It's a big day in retail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Then you'd be working till New Year's Eve, right?
What time would you open on Boxing Day? Would you be one of those stores? We're open at 6 a.m.
No, 10 a.m.
Okay.
But still, I've never experienced just having some time off around the holidays.
So how late would you be open on the 24th?
Till 5.
And would people be looking for furniture on Christmas Eve in the afternoon?
Sometimes, yes. Like some very last minute, I need this now. My uncle
son
broke his
wants
hip
a new
and he's
couch.
coming over
Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
And, stuff
I
like
see
that.
stuff like that, okay.
It's more just being open, right? So that, if your hours say you're open, you better be open.
Be open.
Mm-hmm. So this year, after the end of next week, I'm off till the 29th or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. I think my poor wife is going to be like, Dusty,
come get him.
Have a show for him.
So Bronco Nick asked, obviously as his name would suggest, he's a Broncos guy. Can you ask Jed if Nick Anderson plays a similar style as Alex Singleton, and if he would see him succeed in the Denver Broncos linebackers corp?
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if Anderson's tall enough, to be honest with you.
He's not as big
and I don't think he plays. That's a really good question, because one of the knocks on Singleton when he was with Philadelphia, and I don't know if this was a scheme thing, was that he was a bit of a liability in pass situations.
Yeah, he's more
really
good
against the run.
A guy.
But I think that he's made whatever adjustments he's needed to become an every down guy with the Broncos. I didn't see him coming off the field in dime situations where they were bringing in extra cover guys. I think Alex has worked really hard, and so I don't know. And again, I haven't watched Anderson close enough to be able to say with authority that, yes, this is his style. I don't know. What Anderson strikes me as, and this is, you have to go back to the 90s now. There was a linebacker down in Calgary by the name of Alondra Johnson.
Didn't he used to dye his hair?
He was, no, that was McClanahan. He was in
sorry.
prison for murdering his wife. Alondra Johnson was probably the best middle linebacker I've ever seen in the Canadian Football League in between the tackles. And he was so good at playing through traffic, and he would take on blockers and make plays. Whereas, for us, we had Willie Pless, and he was always winning the Defensive Player of the Year. But people forget that he had Leroy Blue and Benny Goods lined up in front of him with, take your pick between Derek McCready and Tony Woods, right? So he always had these big guys in front of him, and nobody ever touched him.
Yeah.
And so that really helped out Willie. No knock against Willie, but I think that Anderson is more like AJ in that he plays through traffic and he just slips through people, and people have a hard time. He doesn't stay blocked, and that's one thing I really like about him. He does a really good job of playing through traffic. So, you know what? I don't know. There's some guys like Zach Thomas, the underside Datwin from the Cowboys. You see some of those. Sam Mills was only 5'11", 5'10".
I could see Nick Anderson, if he did go down to the NFL, being in a bit of a nickel role.
Yeah.
Maybe as an extra cover linebacker, somebody to cover a running back out of the backfield spy situation. Because he is fast.
Yeah.
He would just be undersized to be your main guy in the middle. And Alondra Johnson, what a stud.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie The Program?
Yeah.
I always thought of him as Alvin Mack.
Yeah, he was nuts.
Alondra Johnson. What a name.
Yeah, I got an AJ story if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
Sure.
So he used to have this thing where he'd take his helmet off during point after attempts. And I remember telling Tim Princeton, I said, Tim, if he does that again, watch what happens. And he's like, what? Because I'm lining up on offensive line for a point after attempt. So sure enough, we score. I think it's on a Labor Day rematch at home. He takes his helmet off, and he's sitting there looking at the scoreboard. And I said, Tim, watch this. The ball snapped. I run as fast as I can at AJ, and I hit him right in the chest, and he goes flying. His helmet goes flying. And then I turned around, and I just jogged back to the And then the next year, they came out with that rule that you can't take your helmet off during play.
Why would he take it off?
Why would he?
Because he was
just wasn't gonna...
this thing. So he just showed that he was disgusted.
He didn't have a time of day.
No,
for
he didn't care.
And
nobody would, and there was no penalty at that time for doing that. And so he would just take his helmet off, and we would kick the ball, and nobody would be any the wiser.
Oh,
and
hilarious.
I took that as a sign of disrespect.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
I would have
went
done the
after
same
him.
thing. Yeah,
yeah, and I went after him. So
good for you.
Did he ever find out it was you?
Oh, he knew it was me.
Okay.
Yeah, he saw me coming at him.
I wonder if you could find the film on that.
What did he do to get back?
I've been trying to get Mike Knutson to find it, and I can't.
That.
For whatever reason, it didn't show up on the broadcast.
Oh, no.
But what did he do to get back at you?
Nothing.
Oh, he didn't try to cheap shot you back or anything?
No.
Okay.
He knew it was. He knew. Like he got it. He's like, oh, I probably shouldn't take.
Probably
my
should
off,
not
right?
stand
so
there.
He was not that type of guy that would try. He would just do it between the whistles, right? So
was that you that threw the guy's shoe?
Yes. Yeah. That was also against Calgary. That was Marvin Coleman. Yeah.
All right, we got to hear this.
Yeah. Well, I ran down opening kickoff, tackled him. His shoe came off. I got up and stood. I was on the 25-yard line, and I fired Marvin Coleman's shoe as far as I could out of the end zone. It was a great throw. And again, at that time, there was no penalty for that. Like you didn't have and the referee was just like, "Oh, nice throw," right? And so
nice throw.
The next offseason, they legislated you can't, throw equipment into unsportsmanlike conduct. So,
oh my,
yeah,
that is too good.
Yeah, I was ahead of the curve.
You really were in terms of questionable play, Jed.
Yeah.
They couldn't have just called you for unsportsmanlike.
They could, but it wasn't technically a penalty.
And the ref maybe was like, "Oh, I never thought a guy would do that."
Yeah.
And what did Coleman do? Did he laugh?
Oh man,
you got to go right and get my shoe.
Jeepers!
Oh, that's amazing. All right, question here from Barry to my email. Does Jed Roberts share the disdain for the offside video review that most hockey fans have?
Oh yeah, I think it's ridiculous. And we were talking about this before the broadcast, before airing, and yeah, I know it's dumb, but I also agree with you, Reid, that those guys get it right. Almost every time. And it's right down to like the hundredths of a second. Typically, those referees are really, really good. The other one that got my goat was the high stick on the goal last night. Like, I don't know, man. We're spoiled. Like, we're able to go back on video and like review these things. Whereas I remember being a kid, you had to take it. Immaculate reception. That was probably not a catch, but like we'll never know, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I do think that the NHL needs to take a look at it and decide to let some of that stuff go because it's getting ridiculous.
With the offside stuff, yeah.
I had a question that came in here. It was ask Jed what his Christmas traditions are. And this is, we've been discussing this throughout the show. So tomorrow, Reid is taking part in a Edmonton Sports Talk draft.
Wow.
So it's the draft of Christmas. See, I can never remember the name of this. But
Christmas entertainment?
Oh, yeah. I've actually remembered you guys doing this last year.
Yeah, last year I think we did Christmas movies or something like that.
Yeah.
So, some of the categories here, I'll just go through them. So the actual title of the draft is Christmas Entertainment Draft. So think of it as if you're hosting a Christmas gathering or something like that. 3 movies, 3 songs, 2 food items, 2 drinks. So let's start with the food. A couple food items that are synonymous with Christmas in the Roberts
And it's not clear,
house.
Jed. Okay, this is where I'm going to be a little difficult tomorrow. Imagine that during the draft. It says 2 foods to serve when hosting. Hosting people for a night of hanging out, or are you hosting Christmas dinner? You need different foods on hand for either one.
That's a tough one. Yeah, because it could be just, you're not serving the same thing at night that you are.
Yeah, like if I say to you and Jay, hey, pop over to my house, bring your families, that it's 8 o'clock, then I might have some chips and snacks out.
Yeah.
It's different.
And you know what? If I've been to some Italian families, Christmases where they just keep bringing food
They just eat all day.
Yeah, and we're talking courses, and I'm like, I gotta go, man. Like I can't blow up, right? And my first year here in Edmonton, I got they used to have an Italian consulate here, and a friend of mine, the person that I was billeting with, was a friend of my dad's. Long story, she took me there with her, and it was like that. It started, and then it just kept going, and it didn't end.
So you thought, okay, I was like,
oh yeah, I'm good. And no, this is like they just kept coming. It was courses. It was an Italian family.
So were you trying to be like, okay, I guess I shouldn't take as much?
I'll have some, and she's like, I wouldn't do that if I was like, why? I said, there's just more coming. I'm like, what? What do you mean? This is an
so
Italian.
You were just expected to take one spoonful?
I just thought, and because I took a full plate on the first one, and they're like, there's going to be, don't you realize that they're just going to keep coming? And so... Yeah, it was awesome. Great food, though.
That's great.
I think there's some other ones here that indoor activity. Reid had suggested maybe a board game or a crib game, but this one here, worst case scenario, something bad that can happen
for Christmas,
but not.
I guess not morbid.
Not
but
something that can go wrong or mess up Christmas Day.
You ruin the turkey or something like that.
Argue about politics.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Dinner table argument about politics.
Old grudges, yeah.
That's a good one too.
That's the one.
Yeah,
politics.
Politics, or I like the old grudges, like some family conflict.
It's
like the 2 uncles that
Uncle Bill again.
You stole my baseball cards when I was 17.
Yeah,
I really like that. Sport to watch over the holidays.
Oh, college football.
But college football,
World Juniors.
World Juniors. College
that
football.
was something that until I moved here, I didn't know anything about it.
Interesting.
Right? So that was a Canadian thing.
What's the oldest memory you have of the World Juniors? Would you say?
Well, when I first moved here, I got to be honest with you. Like when I grew up in the States, hockey was like the 7th option. You know what I mean? Like everything else it was football, and then basketball, maybe
more football,
baseball, and so we weren't really watching hockey. I was in the South, right? So. The Predators weren't even, the Thrashers weren't even, the Flames weren't even playing when I was there, right? Like, that's how old I am. So, but World Juniors, so 1990 was my first exposure to that. And it was like, what is this World Juniors that you speak of, right?
Yeah. And you're like, the whole country's crazy.
And I've been privileged enough to attend a few, and they're crazy. It's nuts. It's awesome. It's like one of my favorite things about Christmas is watching that.
That is a very uniquely Canadian thing. I'm not saying in other countries, certainly there's other hockey nations.
Yeah.
But in this country, and what TSN,
they do a good job.
I mean, they advertise it year round.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been commercials running for it since probably September. Don't forget,
I know
Christmas is coming.
And that was weird when they had the pandemic and they did it in the summer. That was nuts. And then the Russian.
Oh yeah, it was during August. I was that gold medal game because that was the one in Edmonton. What was it? The Johnson, the kid on Columbus now that scored.
Yeah.
I was watching it on my phone when I had a fringe volunteer shift. I kind of had it off to the side of the computer. So
that was like the world was like upside down then, right? They have the World Juniors in the summer. That was nuts. Yeah,
strange.
It was a weird summer.
What are the movies that play at the Roberts house? That's also a category.
Oh, my favorite one is It's a Wonderful Life. Like every year I watch that, and every year I cry. You know, it's awesome. You know,
I like those ones that just can make you. I think that,
and I like the old school Scrooge, the Christmas Carol. Like I love watching that. My stepfather has an inkwell that belonged to Charles Dickens, and so
what?
Yeah, Charles Dickens is a big deal in my family. And,
really?
Yeah, and so I always watch. Yeah.
How did he get the inkwell?
It's a family thing. It's an heirloom passed down.
So who got it initially? Do you know the story?
Him and his siblings, because his father collected like Benjamin Franklin stuff and Charles Dickens and some other interesting, there's really cool documents on the wall. Like I don't want to give away too much, right? Like I don't want anybody casing out my stepdad's house, right? But
Dickens died in 1870.
Yeah, and so my stepfather has a whole bunch of stuff that belongs to him. So it's really cool. Like it's in a glass cube and
wow,
pretty cool. My kids think that's really cool when we go there. Oh, can I take
that? Is cool.
So yeah, and it was used to write the Pickwick Papers.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
pretty cool.
That's
so I do watch a Christmas Carol. It's one of my favorites.
That's
sentimental
amazing.
appeal in our house.
I never cease learning things from you and about you, Jed.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the love.
That's really cool. Okay, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
You know what? That's the age-old debate, right? And depending on who you talk to, I think that even Bruce Willis even said at one point that it wasn't.
It isn't.
But you can argue that it is. I don't know. It depends on who I'm talking to. If somebody's really annoyed about the fact that people think it is, I say it is.
You just argue with people. That's amazing.
Yeah, I just like to be the agent of chaos at any Christmas party. You know,
the contrarian. Jed
I've
Roberts.
said this before, but I don't think I've watched Die Hard start to finish.
I haven't either
ever. I just know that you know enough about it.
Yeah,
perhaps you should watch it. My performance is quite riveting, McLean.
Alan Rickman, that's awesome.
Thank you, Jed.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I don't know if, but apparently it takes part at Christmas time.
Yeah, just before Christmas
party.
Eve or something like that. Yeah, there's a Christmas party.
But is what's the definition of a Christmas movie? It's usually a feel-good ending, right? In some shape or form.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right? That that's about the feel-good ending is putting a mass murderer out of his misery. Or I don't know if that. Yeah,
I don't know if that counts.
I don't know if that necessarily fits the bill.
Yeah.
Home Alone's that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Christmas, Home Alone's one that got a lot of love in our house.
Hey, I wanted to ask you because I know we're running out of time, but Kekoa is now at the U of A Selects. I saw you guys posted a picture of him. Who's running that? How's that working then?
You know what? Chris Morris did a good job of putting that infrastructure in place that it pretty much runs itself. Those guys know what they're doing, and it's really cool because the players actually run and teach and implement the drills, and so it's basically teaching the kids that are playing for the U of A how to become great coaches. And so you see a lot of those, and I love. There's one of my favorite things to do. One of my guilty pleasures is watching other people coach and watching the way they coach. And so you really see the personality in some of these kids come out when they're trying to show. And one of the things that makes you a better player is being in that position when you're that age and trying to teach someone how to, and delivering information in a way that a young person can take that information and apply it, right?
Sure.
And so a lot of times you can you just do it. I don't know why you don't get it, but some kids are really good intuitively at figuring out a way to communicate that. And that's what's really, really cool to watch for me is watching young coaches figure that out and then navigate those conversations and those relationships. And it's been really cool to watch. And not only from a parent's perspective, my son is participating in this camp and I want him to do well. But it's really cool to watch the young, the next generation of coaches coming up. And I think the football in Alberta is in pretty good hands right now. If it's any indication, watching what they're doing. I mean, the coaching situation's a little bit uncertain. And I had heard that there might not be a new coach in place until March at U of A. So I'm not sure. It could. I don't think it'll take that long. But, when you think about recruiting and stuff like that, that could be affected.
It's tough to do without
and it's a tough job, you're basically... there's not a lot of money, for, running a team like that.
Overworked,
right? And we talked about that,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
and Chris did a really good job of stretching the dollar and making it look really easy when it was, in fact, you're trying to keep all these balls in the air, and it's the good ones do that. They make it look easy, but it's really, really like when you take a peek behind the curtain, you realize he's doing all these different things, and he's still managing not to make it look like he's sweating. So the next guy coming in better be ready because it's going to be a tough job. So.
Jed, we really appreciate that you came in today. We love having you on the show, and especially love it when you come in.
Give him a dap.
Just dap it up, man. Come on,
okay,
man.
so that's a fist
That's
bump.
a dap.
But Trey wanted me to do this.
See,
this.
Yeah,
you can go.
Okay, wait. This. Then what do we do at the end?
You can do whatever you want. Bang,
Oh.
bang, bang, and then
Okay.
Yeah. There's all kinds of.
I was lost, Jed. Yeah. Here's the video. Here's the video.
Yeah.
On the side. So see, then I
Oh, you almost left you hanging.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do.
That was awesome.
All right. Jed, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Quick time out here. Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne.
Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
In life, it takes a village. From childhood to your golden years, we all need support. At Capital Care Foundation, we've built that village for our 2,100 seniors. Join us in creating a nurturing environment that feels like home and fosters community connections. Your donation makes a difference. Visit capitalcarefoundation.net today and become a vital part of our village. Because together, we can make every stage of life a shared journey. Be a part of the journey. Support Capital Care Foundation.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Former Bruin Alan Regula has been claimed off waivers by the Edmonton Oilers, with Regula having one goal in 22 career games. And in just a moment, the Rangers drop the puck with the Sabres before the Ducks battle the Senators for the only two games in the NHL, seeing the Oilers back at it tomorrow against the Wild. And down south, former Patriots head coach and six-time Super Bowl champ Bill Belichick has signed a 3-year, $30 million deal to become the new head coach of North Carolina. And on the court in just a moment, the Hawks are getting set to tip off against the Knicks, having the Warriors and Rockets go at it later tonight. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues right now. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
I'm very excited to tell you Jay Milne has activated the ESTV so we can watch a hockey game. Maybe. Well, we might not be able to get Rangers Sabres in the Who's Going to Get Fired Bowl. We'll see. The ESTV, a welcome addition dropped off for Christmas by an anonymous nasty last week, as portions of this hour are presented by Canadian Brewhouse. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. You can win game tickets and 2 tickets to a surf and turf dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Big Slam Nasty in the Nasty Chat. By the way, continue to give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, or encourage other people to do so we can get to at least 100 every show. Big Slam Nasty says, I'm on Team Reid for tomorrow's draft. Everyone else in a fight for second place. I'm thinking of making up a sign and standing outside EST HQ. Perhaps I forgot the movie and the guy. Broderick. What was the movie? Where he played the jukebox outside the girl. What movie was that with Broderick? I can't believe I forgot. Jay's just like, who are you?
I don't know. Sorry.
Big Slam Nasty, thank you.
He also said, when you're young at the kids' table, dreaming about making it to the adults' table, just to wish you could go back to the kids' table once you get there. They should have put like a Christmas tradition into that or something. How you feeling about the draft, Reid? You feeling good?
Once I get going, I'll be fine.
So one thing you need to know as well is that
it wasn't Broderick. He was the other guy. Oh, God, I'm a disaster today.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, man.
I think you're doing quite well.
No, I'm not. This is really bad. That I forgot the actor and the movie. It was the Peter Gabriel song.
Say Anything?
Say Anything.
Was it John Cusack?
John Cusack. My
That's from
God.
Mex Bezozu.
What a disaster. Thank you, Mex. That is my goof up. I should be docked several points. I'm going to give myself a thumbs down on YouTube.
Max Bezozu says, every time you anonymously donate something to EST, an angel gets his wings.
That's true.
I think that's right. So you're feeling good.
Oh, my goodness.
So the commissioner, Quinn.
Yes.
It's called a commissioner's pick, which is not revealed until the start of the draft tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just I'm not at all concerned for you because you're built for.
I'm
these.
nimble on my feet.
You're built
except
for
when
these.
I have to remember who was in a well-known scene and what movie it was in.
It's overrated.
That was shameful. You do just like things don't stick when you're older. Like you remember stuff, but it just takes a little longer to get there because there's more jammed in there.
Yes, your brain fills. Thank you, boys. What a great hour to spend with Jed. So much fun. Thank you. You made my day. Jed comes in from Dawn.
And he's so good. I love listening to Jed. He knows sports. He knows a lot about football, obviously. He loves the Oilers and watches all the games, so he can talk about that. And then he drops these things that he has family members that collect Charles Dickens memorabilia items.
He's extremely good storyteller.
He's a man, and he's a man of the world. He's not a one-dimensional human being.
Very good at dapping. We dapped several times out there.
I guess.
Apparently,
I'm learning how to do that.
You did it very seamlessly out there when we were saying goodbye to Jed. I still think EST needs a wide-angle camera of that area so that we could catch some footage. Not
of
all
what?
the time.
Of
but just
what?
So we could replay the
Of
dap.
me walking around?
Like almost like a surveillance.
We have the dap on camera.
No, that was a much better dap.
Oh, sorry, the one that just happened.
Yeah, the new dap.
All right. 780-218-9999 if you want to text the show. Email here from the Big Uke. It's his limerick of the day. He dropped by earlier. I think, did he get something?
He was picking up a prize or something.
Or he got a prize. He says, while visiting the office earlier today, Glue Guy beat Maddie in crib. Hooray. Little work done, a zone of pure fun. One more Tampa goal would have cashed my parlay. That is from the Big Uke. You did beat Maddie in crib. Maddie's not doing well in crib. Even I beat him. Well, one of the two games. How much skill is involved in crib?
The skill is involved in I mean, you can't obviously you get the cards you get, but there is a skill in dumping which cards you dump to the crib if it's your crib, and what you dump if it's
playing
the other
percentages. It's playing percentages. Kind of like poker.
Couple limericks here, and I'm sorry, I really screwed up here, but I don't have the names, so please let me know who I can. I know one of them is. Did you get the picture I sent you from a hotel balcony in Beaumont? It should be in the Yeg. We'll throw it up because I know one of these is from that fella. There once was a bear named Pooh who laced up his skates. It's true. With a slap shot so sweet, he made Reid face to feet. Now Wilkins just sticks to his glue.
Nice.
And then Guy.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
And a limerick for our dearest Zachary. Ice Cube and weather guy Josh dropped all gas, no brakes. Oh my gosh. That record's just slapping. All fingers are snapping. And that includes Beckham's wife, Posh.
It's good. Like, it should be sort of a nonsense ending.
Yes, it doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah, that's the point of a limerick. We should have Josh Clausen on again next week or two. The New York Jets are not having a good season. I picked them to make the playoffs.
Yes, you did.
They will not.
I did not.
Yeah, I have my picks written down somewhere.
Yeah, mine are probably exact opposite of yours. No, just kidding.
Well, our Super Bowl
is looking
the same teams, opposite winner. Chiefs, Lions. I had Chiefs winning. You have Lions winning.
Yeah.
Because the Seahawks are going to wear those all-green uniforms on Sunday night against the Packers.
Like the color rush?
lime ones, yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, I've come around on. My mom loves them. My mom thinks they're just great. I was kind of like, man, but I've come around on them, I guess.
We are 5 away, Reid, from 100.
Let's get to at least 100, everybody. We try to get to at least 100 every day. Everybody, don't delay the pleasure any longer. Click the thumbs up on YouTube if you haven't already. Or you can just send me an email, thumbs up, Reid. All right, it's time for the top 3. I want to do Christmas stuff leading in here, maybe Christmas party-related stuff. So what did we do yesterday? Worst foods to bring to a potluck at your office. The top 3 presented by Food Sausage, which would be one of the best foods to bring, and the best sausages you will ever eat, locally made, packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in-store, 6736 99th Street. Take advantage of their EST discount. 10% off your order by entering the online code EST or mention EST in-store. Free delivery in Edmonton on orders over $100. As Food Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. So this is the top 3 people you would prefer to avoid at the office Christmas party. So I tend to do this for office events rather than family and friends event, because usually it's people you would more like to want to be around, or you'd maybe be a little more civil to. These are the people you prefer to avoid at the office Christmas party, okay? But we might have more than 4. So the first one is the food expert. Hey Jerry, have you tried the homemade salsa that Kim brought? Yeah, it's good salsa. You know, I make my own, but I'll put a little bit more lime in it. And when I was in Spain a few years ago, there was a salsa. It's like, Jerry, just compliment the bloody salsa.
Shut up and eat it, Jerry.
Just tell Kim the salsa's good.
Yes.
Okay, I know you've had a lot of food. I know you've traveled. I know you cook. Enough.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to give me...
That reminds me when we were on the coast, and we had this great... you know, what do they call it when you make a pico de gallo?
Oh, right.
You know, that would be the person that when you're looking at like pace salsa would reference pico de gallo because it sounds better.
Oh,
it
right,
sounds more, fancy.
Yeah. So the food expert, the person at the office Christmas party, hey, you know what? Yeah, compliment the food. That's cool. Or maybe say like, oh yeah, this is the best salsa this is the best salsa I've had since I went to Spain. And if somebody wants to ask you about the trip to Spain, that's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have to be like...
But nobody cares about your trip to Spain.
Well,
in reality.
To what temperature did you bake this buffalo chicken dip, Jay? Because it seems like you could have gone to 325 with it and mixed the flavors a little more. No, it's good. Compliment the food. It's not fine dining. Yeah, we've shot over 100. We've shot over 100. Keep the thumbs up coming.
We're hunting for 150.
So then the other one, and this one's also sort of food related, because I always think of awkward food situations at a Christmas party, but this one is the hoverer. So imagine the potluck, the food's all put out, and it's the person like, okay, get your dish. Get your dish and move on. Or it's like, oh no, I don't need anything. I'll just oh no, but here, I'm not gonna take a plate. I'll go back and the hoverer, basically around the food. Like don't hold up the line. Decide what you want and move on.
Well, I think this is eerily similar to the conversation guy in front of the food.
Right.
that starts a conversation about their 10-year-old in mini league basketball and how the season's going because he's the assistant coach.
Yes.
And, we got into it with the ref. Get out of the way of the food. This should be a no-stand zone. This is just free-flow traffic. You cannot get in the way of what, where you have the flow of traffic in front of the food should not be blocked.
Right.
If it is, take your conversation somewhere else, buddy. People want to eat.
Yeah.
They want to get the food while it's hot, while it's there, because the good stuff goes best or goes first.
Yeah. So these are the people you want to avoid at the office Christmas party. You don't want to be in line behind the hover or the person slowing up the line. And then my third person you want to avoid at the office Christmas party is the moper, the downer of the office. Hey, Tico, great party, eh? Yeah, I got to get back to my desk, though. Well, can't I just take my food back to my desk? Oh, yeah. I don't know. What else is going on? I don't know. I got to pick up my kid after, and then I don't know what's going on tonight. I got to try to hang my Christmas lights. Okay, yeah, great party. It's good to see everybody. I don't even know half the people here anymore. So many changes in the company. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Oh, yeah. Well, did you try those the chicken wings?
How about the pico de gallo?
I don't know what's in them. I don't even know what's in them. I can't eat half the food here. I got a gastrointestinal problem, eh? I've been crapping my pants for the last 2 weeks. Oh no, I didn't realize that. Yes. Well, have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I could probably be driving all day to go to my in-laws.
Yeah.
We spend half of it on the road. Okay, the moper.
I've just come up with one, and it might include me and you. And that would be, there's different ways you can go, but allergy guy.
Unfortunately, that is me.
Or, I don't mean this in any disrespect, but like intolerances, whether it be dairy, gluten.
Right.
Like, does that have gluten in it? Or like, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, I am that person because I have to ask if somebody brings something.
Nuts.
Now,
yeah.
I try not to.
But no, you're
not to overdo it.
Don't say that because here's the thing: when the dessert tray was out there, you and I didn't even go near it because that's just been our life. We don't generally have desserts.
That's true. And I brought for the thing we had last week. I brought my mom's chocolate bar.
Dessert that we
could eat a sweet.
Yes,
and not bring up my allergy to anybody else.
Yes, but if you have severe intolerances, probably it'd be best to bring something like to yourself that you can eat.
Yes.
Like you did
and
with
as
the bark.
I said at Ched, there was a colleague named Kirby who also had a nut allergy, and she would sometimes bring baking not only at Christmas throughout the year, and we had a little table in a common area where people would leave baking. Right? So sometimes there'd be nothing there. Sometimes there might be 2 or 3 items there. And she would always make sure to slide up to my desk at some point and say, like, I made the chocolate cookies. Oh, okay. You can't have nuts. I can't. So we weren't going around like, what's in this, everybody? But unfortunately, there were times I had to. Actually, one thing I did, I'm getting off on a tangent here. Imagine that. Somebody brought a chocolate cake. Okay? And I knew the cake was there. I'd heard discussion about the cake. But again, I don't know. Like chocolate cake might be, you might use almond flour. There might be nuts in I don't know. So I just don't bother. But I don't need to go around, depending on my comfort level with who might have made it, I might say, hey, do you mind telling me what's in the cake? But I don't always want to do that. So Eileen Bell was really excited that there was chocolate cake. And she was making sure everybody in the office knew. And she was like, hey, Reid, there's chocolate cake on the table over there. And I said, oh, cool. Thanks for telling me. And I just sort of walked away. And then she came up to me later today. She goes, I like how you handled that. You said, thanks for telling me. You didn't say, I'm going to go have some. You didn't say, I don't want any. You didn't say anything that led to an awkward conversation. You just said, thanks for telling me. And then from her point of view, she was like, okay, I felt like, okay, Reid thanked me. I don't need to know whether he's going to eat it or not. We don't have to do a discussion whether or not he's going to eat it or what's in it.
That was sufficient enough.
Right.
It gave her...
You made me aware of the chocolate cake.
Yes.
Thanks for telling me. That's a good thing to say in a lot of situations in life, everybody. Just say, thanks for telling me.
Yeah. I've never met Eileen Bell, but I would imagine she could cook a cake or bake a cake.
Yeah, I don't think she made it.
Ah, okay.
But, yeah. But anyway, 3 people you prefer to avoid at the office Christmas party.
We had one more, too.
Oh, the overly excited. So the opposite of the moper, the overly excited person, or the person who's trying too hard to get everybody involved. Yeah. So so say the potluck has started, and Jay and I were finishing our spreadsheet up at our desks on the 14th floor. We go down to the 12th floor where the Christmas party always is, and we walk in and there's Leo. Hey, guys, make sure you grab some food. Oh, yeah, thanks, Leo. We just came down. Hey, Jack made this and Amanda made that. Oh, yeah, cool. Thanks, Leo. We're just going to grab some.
Did you put your name in for the raffle?
We've got a raffle going on, and then we got the food, and then we're standing or sitting and eating, and we've taken 2 bites. Hey, guys, you grab seconds whenever you want. I noticed you didn't get... Yeah, thanks, Leo. We're good with this right now. Hey, if you want to get up and sing a song... somebody that we always like it when somebody sings a song after, and hey, we're done at 4 today. Don't forget we're done at. Okay, thanks, Leo. I'm having a good time. You overly encouraging me to have a good time makes me have less of a good time. I see the food. I see my colleagues with whom I can have conversations. I'm aware of the raffle. We're good.
There's been a couple that have come in suggest. Where do you stand on drinking too much too early? Guy or gal?
I think at a work event, you got to be really careful with that.
Yeah, I don't know that there would be. I don't know. I know here, but this is not typically. This is not a KPMG accounting office Christmas. Lunch. This is a sports
and
station.
It's not. Yeah, I'm talking about office parties that are happening in the workplace during work hours.
Right.
Hey, everybody. Last day
Chad
before
did it,
Christmas.
would there be alcohol there?
In the station? No, I don't think there would be.
Right.
No.
Yeah. But, Friday night.
Well, if there was a Christmas party at one year, our Christmas
party was
at
Would you say
Snow
for Friday
Valley.
night that I'm your date?
I would not say that, Jay.
Why?
There's another person I prefer to avoid at the office Christmas party. Somebody who thinks there's something going on between the two of you.
I think because you're driving me there, so.
Yes, that is true, Jay.
It's all good.
People you prefer to avoid at the office Christmas party, Jay Milne, everybody. Put that name in the raffle.
There you go.
All right, 780-218-9990. That was fun. I like these Christmas lists.
Yeah,
especially the awkward ones. You can also jump in the nasty chat on YouTube. Let's see how high over 100 we can get. If we get, I don't know if we'll get to 150 at this point, but if we do, we'll have our special word of the day. We still have we still have Fired Up. We still have Buying or Selling for Damon Bunting. We are in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today. Here comes the Koob.
The Edmonton Oilers have claimed defenseman Alex Rugala off waivers from the Boston Bruins. And on the ice right now, it's 1-0 Rangers over the Sabres midway through the first period. Later, we see the Ducks battle the Senators. Just one AHL matchup seeing Bonnyville in Devon. Well, the WHL has 3 games on the slates, having the Blades face the Hurricanes. And North Carolina has signed 6-time Super Bowl champ Bill Belichick to a 3-year deal worth $30 million to become the team's next head coach. And right now, in the NBA, it's the Hawks trailing the Knicks 9-2 early in the first before the Warriors meet the Rockets. The Reid Wilkins Show resumes just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Celebrate the season by creating space for your holidays. Sentinel Storage. Affordable and flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the Association, Formula One, soccer, golf, oh sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of The Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in this afternoon. Oilers playing pretty well lately. They swept their 3-game homestand at Minnesota tomorrow. Minnesota, very good team, beat the Oilers soundly earlier in the season. 6:30 game, so 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It will be the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. So Jay and I will have a slightly abbreviated show tomorrow. We'll sign off at about 5:25 so they can take over the stream at 5:30.
And I need to remind everybody that the 6 o'clocker loggers are on special until Christmas, $12.99 for a 4-pack. So that is a nice discount from the folks at Sobeys.
Do you have another?
Sobeys would give the discount.
Yeah. Do you have another couple texts about the Oilers, perhaps, before we dive into our fired up?
You know me, Reid. I'm always compiling these texts.
You're very good at that.
That's my job.
It's one element of your job, yes.
This one is interesting. The Oilers are giving up fewer chances, which makes Skinner look like a better goalie. I don't think he's the type of goalie who can steal games, but he can win games behind a sturdy defense. That comes in from McIntosh.
Well, Stuart, what's he got in his last 5 games, Coop? 947 save percentage?
947, 4-1, and 0.
Yeah. He is playing better. Then the thing I look for with Skinner is, well, any goaltender, just sort of that quiet game. Good positioning, not flopping around. I know when a goalie makes a great diving save or a recovery save, it's usually on the highlight reels, but sometimes just be in position, be solid, or have the puck hit you. Now, the exception to that was Mike Smith. I always felt if the more Mike Smith was active in his crease and moving around, the better game he was having. Most goalies, the less they're moving, just getting in position and making the save, usually the better they're playing. But that's the thing from that texture. The Oilers are giving up fewer chances. So the goalie should look better. I mean, if the Oilers lose that game 5-2 last night, then it's on Skinner. Because they didn't give up a ton of grade A chances. He made three really big saves. He stopped Nick Paul late in the first. He stopped Paul point blank in the second. And was it Hagel that took the shot right before the disallowed goal? And then he made a bunch of good saves. So, again, he only let in one. So
there was a couple times he was peppered and, but kept under control. It was kind of like the whole Oilers game in general.
Right. But also the opportunities didn't mount. And there weren't, what was that? Remember that play earlier in the season where it was the third rebound that went in? And I said
yes.
the Oilers defensively were sort of, hey, good job, Stu. Oh, hey, that's another good save, Stu. Let's see if you can, you made it. Oh, now they scored, Stu. Jeez.
One thing we didn't mention yet, and maybe we can get into that fired up after the next one if you want to just hammer
What do
away
you,
on
what do
this.
you want to do now?
Well, we got to talk about Leon Draisaitl.
You want to do buying or selling here?
Sure.
Buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Western Canadian RE/MAX realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right.
So I got a couple buying or sellings for you, and I know what the answer to the first one is, but I'm just going to ask it so we can provide some context behind it. But buying or selling that Leon Draisaitl exceeds 60 goals this year.
It's so close, eh? I'm going to be optimistic and say that he does it. Now, because 28 games, so basically a third of the season, and he's got 20, so he's right there. The thing, I can't find his shooting percentage now. His shooting percentage is very high, and he's scored 2 goals that might be a bit lucky. Last night's and the goal against Minnesota.
But that's going to happen.
But he hasn't really been as deadly on the power play as usual.
Which would suggest
he leads the league in even strength goals.
Maybe this number's even, if you could say, deflated.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to be optimistic and say that I'm going to buy Leon getting 60 just because he's basically on pace, and I like being optimistic about stuff if I can.
He's the first player this season to get to the 20-goal mark. 9th straight year. This is now tied with Wayne Gretzky, 20-goal season. Third longest stretch behind Curry and Messier, who had 10 in a row.
His shooting percentage this season is 26. But his career shooting percentage is 18.5. It's not as if he's gone from 9 to 26, and you're like, whoa, he can't keep that up. What he's doing, he can almost keep it up. His career high, he had 21.6 shooting percentage in 18-19, the first year he got to 50.
But think of this. This is an Oilers team that was ridiculed for not scoring goals throughout the first quarter of the season anyways, right?
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So now it seems like they're coming on. The power play is still not performing as good as it should be.
Yeah.
And that's where the majority, or not the majority, but a bulk of his goals come from.
I'll offer this as my reasons for optimism because I think it'd be even perhaps the biggest Leon Draisaitl fan again might say, Reid, 26%. You don't keep that up. But I'll counter with he doesn't have a lot of goals on the power play given his history. I mean, he had 32 power play goals in 22-23. He has 4 so far this year. And maybe if the Oilers do well and he's on ice late in games, maybe you get the odd empty netter along. Because the first year he got 50, I believe he did not have an empty netter. So that's why I say, yeah, maybe 60's within the realm of possibility. And as we know, late in the regular season, you play some playoff-bound teams. You also play some teams that are out of it and get the 9-2 win or whatever they had over San Jose last year.
Well, and Rip City Step says, only if he continues playing with pods.
There we go. Where's Tom when you need him?
There you go, right? Minnesota has at least in recent history, been a difficult place for the Oilers to play. That team has been a difficult team to play.
Yep.
Thankfully, they haven't crossed paths in the playoffs because that would be a tough out. Minnesota seems to play the Oilers well. Now, you and I were both discussing this earlier. I have the way this team is playing right now, they can go into that game tomorrow, dictate the pace of play, dictate the entire game, and I think they can come out with I would then call it a statement win tomorrow. Are you buying or selling that the Oilers can go into Minnesota tomorrow night?
Yeah. Can they win? Yes. Will they win? I don't know. I think they should. Minnesota is
just based off the factors that you know and how they've been playing the last 7 games, 6-1-0. And the one game they lost, we talked about it yesterday, but that was to
well
Vegas. That was
Vegas.
A great game.
Minnesota has won the last 6 games against the Oilers in Minnesota. So law of averages.
Well, they would suggest the otherwise. That's why I'm asking.
So here's another thing. Which is a more worrisome game? Tomorrow's game or the Vegas home game on Saturday? Because you're coming back, you're going to Minnesota for a 1-half, you're flying back after the game. I would guess they would have a noon or 1 o'clock practice on Friday. Because I don't think they'd get Friday off because then you're not on the ice at all before playing on Saturday afternoon.
Might be an optional, right?
Well, maybe.
But I would be much more concerned with the Saturday game. It's just a matinee, and matinees are a coin toss, it seems.
Well, they used to never win matinees. Now they're actually doing better. Ro Nelson says Leon would get 70 if he actually had top 6 wingers. Well, that's a fair comment because I think Podkolzin and Kapanen are giving what they have, but they're not. I don't think they're long-term top 6 wingers. I mean, I still hope Arvidsson can play. Well, okay, I hope Arvidsson can play, and then B, I hope he can play better than he has been.
See, I would classify tomorrow's game against Minnesota as a gotta have it.
Okay.
Okay, you got
not a can't lose.
It's not a can't lose. It's that you gotta have it. Given the way and the momentum this team is playing with and built up, gotta have that. Got to go buck the trend in Minnesota. For what? The last six times they've been there?
Yes, they've lost 6 in a row. The last Oilers win in Minnesota was February 7th, 2019. They won 4-1. Since then, they've lost 3-0, 6-5, 5-1, 5-3, 2-1, and 7-4 in October of 2023. They play in Minnesota tomorrow and then again on January 15th.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. But I've been using that word, and I think one of the texters might have used it as well. The Oilers are more under control. Of course, there are mistakes. The mistakes aren't piling up. You know, it's not, okay, they survived that. Well, just wait 20 seconds. They're going to make another huge mistake. They didn't make a lot of huge mistakes last night.
Well, this will lead into a question. This comes in from Ranch Hand. Looking like a great move to have grabbed Kapanen off waivers. Can skate well and isn't afraid to get the net. His speed will make room for Leon, while Podkolzin can free up the puck with his physical play. An unlikely but effective second line. Buying or selling that second line arrangement as it is right now is overachieving or underachieving?
I'm saying they're still overachieving. I mean, Podkolzin has had the 3-game burst. I don't know if he had a chance last night in front. That yes. I think he might have. Did he fan?
That was early in the second, right?
Yeah. Kapanen's skating has impressed me, and he seems confident with the puck. I said this to Tom last night on the post-game show, that Kapanen, he gets the puck and he looks to the net, or he looks to make a play. He doesn't just look for Leon. Now, it may be Leon, but there was a play in the second period yesterday. Leon came on the ice, and he kind of looked, almost gave a little stick tap. Hey, Kapanen, I want it. And Kapanen kept it and did something else with it, and they still made a play out of it. So I like that. I do think he's a better puck handler than Podkolzin, and he is faster. Podkolzin's a better disruptive forechecker. Now, they still only have 4 goals combined, so I don't want to get carried away. That's the second line, but for now, until we see Arvidsson come back and maybe some other things shake out, they've been good, and they haven't been giving up a ton of chances against.
Buying or selling? Victor Arvidsson plays another game in 2024.
Buying. I hope.
Well, it's just
I buy. I say he's back before the end of the month.
Is this a real strange one?
Yes, very.
When's the last time? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time.
That's somebody that was just continually out that wasn't supposed to be out for that long. It's probably happened, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
So not much.
It doesn't happen often when a player is day to day and misses an entire
for a month.
He's been almost a month. They might come out and change it from week to week. But I know I can't remember. I'm sure it's happened. So when was it? I just want to double check his last game.
Yeah, we looked.
It was against the Islanders on November 12th.
Yeah, so that was a Tuesday the 12th.
Yes, so he was in the win against Vancouver. He's played 16 games. So now he's missed, 14? That's a lot for a day-to-day player. But Bloblock said he should be skating with the team soon, and then hopefully he gets back into game action. It is curious, and they've never really specified what's wrong with him.
Did I hear maybe on the pregame yesterday that Kane's going to be skating with the team soon?
Kane's about a month away from possibly skating. Yes, is what I believe. That's what Knobloch said the other day. I think we brought that up on the show yesterday.
Okay.
So maybe he comes back at some point. Yeah, who knows? The team could look totally different in 6 weeks. And the Oilers, This Regula they claim today. We'll see. Probably some organizational depth, maybe some internal competition. Played with Bouchard and Junior in London, so who knows?
Maybe it's the Connor Brown effect.
Maybe.
What an effect.
What's that?
Not much.
Connor played with Connor in Erie.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just getting old former junior
just getting the band back together.
You get Josh Morrissey. That's who they should get. He played with Leon. 780-218-9999 is how you can reach us on the text line, of course, and you can participate in the nasty chat on YouTube. And it's not too late to give us your thumbs up or tell someone special in your life to give us one as well. We are well over 100 now, which is pretty cool. Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. Winged Wednesdays, unbeatable at the CBH, only 69 cents each, and a mountain of flavors to savor. Flavor of the month for December, maple rosemary. Do that wing thing every Wednesday at the Canadian Brewhouse. Here comes the Kub with a sports update.
Former Bruin Alec Rugula has been claimed off waivers by the Edmonton Oilers, with Rugula having 1 goal in 22 career games. And out east, the Sabres trail the Rangers 1-0 nearing the end of the first before we see the Senators take on the Ducks. And there's just one AJHL matchup today, seeing the Bonnyville Bandits in Devon, while the WHL has 3 games of their own, seeing the Blades face the Hurricanes. And former Patriots head coach and 6-time Super Bowl champ Bill Belichick has signed a 3-year, $30 million contract to become the next head coach of North Carolina. On the court, the Knicks lead the Hawks 23-14 with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. After that, the Warriors tip off against the Rockets. And the Reid Wilkins Show wraps up just on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you up to date.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Book your holiday party at the CBH today. The Canadian Brewhouse is your ultimate destination for events, parties, fundraisers, and more. 'Tis the season to celebrate. Visit and book now in-store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the Association, Formula One, soccer, golf, oh sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Well, not the text of the day, but I guess the interaction of the day. I'm going to give it to Ro Nelson, who I generally enjoy Ro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Reid, do you think Regula was claimed because he's a friend for Bouchard, the way goats are put in the stalls of racehorses. Bouchard has looked sad without his buddies. That's a clever reference. I don't think he expects an actual answer.
Our goats roam and live with our horses. It's true.
Roe did say earlier, and this is a great point. He says actual production matters. Last I checked, goals win hockey games. Bud Colson and Kapanen have 4 combined, playing with a Hart winner. Arvidsson is little and brittle. $4 million is 2 Holloways, who has 10 goals. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what I said. It's a good second line for now. I guess it's a second line that's not hurting you for now. Do I see that as a long-term second line? I don't. I'll say this, Roe, and maybe I'm going to be wrong. I have a little more faith in Arvidsson still being effective. We'll see. Maybe, like, Roe, you can write me back March 15th if he has 3 goals and say, Reid, you screwed it up. That's cool. I still think he's going to be an effective player. But I always try to look on the bright side if I can. But yeah, that second line is it's a makeshift second line at the moment.
Yes, it's temporary.
Yeah, and they're not hurting the team.
Yeah, they're not giving it.
But
they're not
giving
like it up.
Yeah.
Vic in the EST inbox, 100% healthy Kane would be awesome on this team right now. I think that's fair to say. Depending on the version of Kane, I guess. Right? But,
yeah, I still I don't know. That's an unknown for me.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if he comes back healthy and a little angry and motivated like when he first joined the team, for sure.
I just want to say one other thing. Vic asked earlier, and sorry I didn't get to it, Vic. Have you heard if ticket sales with the Elks have felt the Tre effect? When we were down at the press conference, I was talking with a couple of people there, and that question came up. Slightly would be the answer, but right now, this time of the year, it's never a really needle mover. No matter what you do, they'll start to see that. But they did say that they're focusing on 1s and 2s. 4s, like the couple or the family, that they think that's where a lot of their ticket sales strength is going to come from this next season. Bit by bit.
Yeah, we might get a schedule this week, by the way.
I thought we were supposed to.
Yeah. Well, maybe next week. A CFL schedule, not just random schedules. All right. Quinn Phillips, my friend, former golf partner, and
that's Commissioner Quinn.
As I am fired up to participate in my first draft tomorrow for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. So I get, if Quinn's out there, I want to ask questions, because one of the categories is for the Christmas... was it of entertainment? The Christmas entertainment draft is 2 foods to serve when hosting. I want to clarify, Quinn, hosting Christmas dinner or just hosting some people at Christmas time for an evening? Because to me, that really changes what foods you're going to feel obligated to make available.
Yeah. Are we talking hors d'oeuvres or are we talking main course?
Yeah.
Can somebody choose turkey?
Right. Like,
it would be the wrong pick. We know that.
But if you're hosting Christmas dinner, yeah, turkey, ham, you need the dishes. If you and your wife and Slav Kornick, though, let's face it, I'd never invite Slav, but are coming over to mingle, watch TV, play a game. Okay, then I don't need to put out turkey. Maybe I need to have certain types of snacks or interesting snacks or things like that. So 2 foods to serve when hosting. When hosting what, Commish?
Hosting at a Christmas event of some sort, she says.
Not Christmas dinner, in other words.
Yes, I think you could clarify.
A soiree.
So here's the thing, Reid. I don't think chips are going to cut it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say a bowl of chips.
Yes, I can.
You can. I'm just said.
Slav
it's not going to cut it.
Water.
It's not going to cut it. Why the anger towards Slav right now?
We just pick on each other all the time. Relentlessly.
These guys just chirp each other at events. It's great to watch.
All right. Quinn Phillips says, doesn't have to be, remember you're trying to win, so what is getting votes? Yeah, I more want to have a list that I'm satisfied with.
And that's wise.
What else did I want to clarify? Worst case scenario. Like, how morbid or dark can it get, Quinn? Is there not a line with that?
I would imagine there's
you could come up with some pretty sick and twisted stuff or pretty sad stuff.
I think you go dark.
I don't want to.
Why not?
It's Christmas.
Aunt Susie choking on a turkey bone.
Jeez.
I mean, hey, Heimlichs are there for a reason.
Well, true enough.
They need to be pulled out from time to time.
What else? The songs I'm good with. 2 drinks to have available. I think that's fine. Indoor activity, I'm fine. Outdoor activity, game to play, I'm fine. Sport to watch over the holidays. Do we have to identify the league or just a general sport? Could I just say horse racing, or do I have to say the Kentucky Derby, which I know I'm picking that because it's not a Christmas event. I don't want to tip everybody off. How specific do we get? Sport to watch over the holidays. So, Quinn, please clarify. Please clarify, Quinn, because I'm going to be difficult tomorrow if you don't.
Well, okay.
Quinn knows exactly how I'm going to behave. Now, she also knows how to handle it, but that doesn't mean she's going to enjoy it.
She got back to you. I think she's as confused as...
I know exactly. She just put a very, very in-joke between Reid and Quinn in the nasty chat that I can't explain because it would be inappropriate to explain it.
Great.
Yeah. And she's going to be here in person?
Of course.
This is great because I never see her.
In the flesh.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fired up. I'm fired up to be in the draft and probably be a very difficult entrant. But I'm representing you, apparently.
Well,
I'm your
I think
proxy.
you're representing the show. Let's just say that.
Oh, the show has one spot per draft.
You and me are now,
we're tied together.
Whether you like it or not, Reid. We are joined. Yeah. We are one.
This is awesome. Quinn Phillips says you're overthinking it. You don't have to say the league, but weird not to? ? That's why my voice went up at the end. You don't have to say the league, but weird not to?
Well, somebody should just take hockey.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not overthinking it.
But if you take hockey, then you can't take World Juniors.
Clarifying something is not overthinking it.
This commish ain't easy, man. So if Eric took, I think, or Dusty took hockey, 1-1, does he get the whole...
He has every hockey game that could possibly
over
be
the
played.
Holidays. Well,
from World Juniors to NHL games to going to a AJHL game involving the Bonneville Pontiacs, for example.
Oh, our dear Koob, I've made note of it on the goof ups. It's okay. I have a couple too. I like a strong goof up day from either you or me.
Or me. I had one earlier, but I forgot what it was. Oh, I couldn't remember the name of the movie. And that John Cusack was in it. Say Anything. Directed by Cameron Crowe, who also directed what?
You say
Almost Famous.
You say Cusack?
What did I say? Cusack?
You said Cusack.
What do you say?
Cusack.
Oh, Cusack. I don't care. But he's not going to come correct us.
He is a bit of a flies off the handle a bit guy, I think.
Quinn Phillips says, it is a specific event. Specific. I'm not dealing with this tomorrow. Oh, yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. You're the commish. I now work here. I'm in the draft. You're dealing with it.
So she says not broad hockey.
Specific sporting event, not... Okay, thank you for answering. Because the list Dustin Nielsen gave me just said sport to watch over holidays. It didn't say sporting event or sporting whatever to watch over. So thank you, Quinn. Thank you. That is excellent work as commissioner.
And if you haven't
as
already,
my friend.
Commissioner Quinn, please give us a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, she's going to, for sure. And she'll probably email me, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. Probably an angry rant. Telling me what behavior of mine she will tolerate and not tolerate tomorrow.
Remember, the commissioner works for you.
I think in this case, it's a little different. I think she's just trying to keep things on the rails and organize.
She is.
Has she ever participated in a draft?
Not here. No, I'm not sure about it the other place, but I'm not here. She does a great job. And you know what, Reid? You can talk with her.
Isn't she going to be sitting in here?
Yeah, no, she's in the studio, the hangout studio. She's not a stonewall like Iwanek
Oh, she's by the other desk.
Yeah, Iwanek would just put his nose in the air and snub you. Quinn, you can talk to. She's very, very nice commissioner.
Hang on, I'm trying to play pronunciation of Cusack. How do you say it?
Cusack.
Hang on. Cusick.
Cusick.
Sorry, John. If you're, it'd be funny if he was like in the nasty chat. Hey, thanks, guys. I don't usually post, but thanks for saying my name the right way. Really enjoyed filming Saying Anything. Highlight of my career.
She says she's already been in one of these.
It's your no. She's already hit the thumbs up. That's what she meant.
Oh, okay.
She says she's going to text me.
Oh, Norman Combine said it.
It's not collusion for me to be friends with Quinn Phillips.
That's true. You just want to protect yourself.
I really do.
Yes, you do.
Quickly, earlier today, I think the guys were talking about this. I put the, I've been a little bit obsessed with Chat GPT. So I put in the names of the EST staff as if we were all participants in a Royal Rumble wrestling event. And then I said, give us nicknames and finishing moves. So, for example, Jay Milne, the Mountain.
Yeah.
Jay Milne is known as the Mountain. With immense power and physical dominance, Jay stands as an immovable force in the ring, overwhelming opponents with his sheer strength. And then your finishing move is the Avalanche. Jay charges across the ring like an unstoppable force, shoulder tackling his opponent into the turnbuckle before delivering a massive running body splash to flatten them. Like GPT or Chat GPT thinks you're about 7 feet tall and 420 pounds.
A massive person.
My nickname, my wrestling nickname, according to Chat GPT, the Broadcast Bruiser. Known for his smooth voice and sharp commentary in sports, Reid brings a mix of intellectual strategy and surprising toughness, representing his dual identity as a broadcaster and as a fighter. And my finishing move is the play-by-play slam. Reid lifts his opponent in a spinning fireman's carry, narrating the moves every step before slamming them to the mat with a resounding thud. His commentary distracts opponents, making the move even more devastating. Oh, yeah, that's right, baby. I'm spinning you over my head and telling you exactly what's happening.
Give us an example. The fireman carry, so I'm over your shoulder, you're spinning.
How
what
do you like
say?
this, Jay? I'm spinning you around, and you're going to go down. You're going down. Then I pin you or throw you over the ropes.
What's Zachticum's move? I like that one.
Zachticum, his finisher is the Cobra Strike.
I like this.
Zach delivers a quick, deceptive jab to distract his opponent, followed by a spinning back fist that catches them off guard and sends them reeling. His nickname is the Cunning Cobra. They think you're a snake. All right.
I really like that.
We better go. So I'm back on at 9 tomorrow morning.
Yep.
That's exciting for the draft. Thanks to Zachary Kubusch, sports update deliverer and technical producer. He's the glue guy. I'm Reid. Have a great evening.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.